Welcome back to Tabor College for the Senior Day weekend. This is the third day of a three-game series between the Tabor College Blue Jays and the St. Mary's Fighting Monks. I'm here with my partner, Mitch McIntyre, and first pitch is about to be underway, and we're going to go through the St. Mary's lineup first. Leading off for them, playing center field from Japan, Shun Sonoda. Batting second, their shortstop, Adante Freeman. In the three-hole, playing second base, Dylan Carrender. In the cleanup spot, catching Juan Gerardo, playing first base. In the five-hole, Andrew Berry. Designated hitting, batting sixth, Sam Miller. Batting seventh, playing third base, Luke Knight. Playing left field, Jared Goss. And rounding out the lineup, right fielder Cameron Richardson. On the bump for St. Mary's, pitcher Mike Amato.
Yeah, and for the Tabor Blue Jays, they got Bryson Cashmere on the mound with Dominic Vincent behind the plate, Cameron Pope at first, Kyle James at second, Yo-Yo Alisea at short. Will Clark will be taking up third with Jackson Hoagy, who is freed in left field. We have Freddy Walker in center field and Graham Wiebe taking up right field.
And the pitcher on the mound for the Blue Jays is a two-sport athlete. He is a punter for the football team as well.
All-conference punter.
All-conference, yep. I believe he was honorable mention. And we should go over the unconventional series of events yesterday when Jackson Hoagy got thrown out. So tell me what you saw from the dugout.
He got thrown out because he got strike three called on an outside pitch. Jackson obviously thought it was outside the zone, and I believe he said that's terrible. And while he was walking away from the umpire, and I guess that warranted being thrown out, and that came to be crucial in Game 2, where you could tell we missed his bat in the lineup as we were getting no hit through 5 innings, I believe.
Yep. And it wasn't the first time he was called out on strike on a questionable call. It was the second time in the first inning he was called out on strikes. He didn't like that call, and then fast forward to the fourth inning, he was called out on strikes and he got thrown out. He did hit a home run. Not many people can say they hit a home run and got thrown out on their senior day. But we are here for the first pitch from Bryson Cashmere, the freshman right-hander on the mound from the windup. Sonoda, batting over 300 on the year, takes that one high for a ball. 1-0 count.
Yeah, and the thing about Sonoda that you may not be able to tell on the camera downstairs is that his front leg kick is definitely unorthodox. He almost puts it over the plate with his foot over the plate when the pitcher is delivering the ball.
And he's in the very back of the box. He was like that yesterday.
Yep.
And the wind is blowing from your right to left. So if the ball is in the air to the left field, it's going to go a ways.
Yeah, the ball definitely carried to left field, but as we've touched on many times before, you can never discount the short Tabor right porch.
Oh, no.
And even a win like this can't be enough to keep some balls in play.
And it is a 2-2 count here to Sonoda. Cashmere's fastball looks to have some solid velocity. What does he have in his arsenal?
Bryson has a fastball, curveball, changeup. From what I know, he doesn't throw his changeup too much, but he definitely has a pretty good life on his fastball, especially for a freshman. He sits around 86, 87, can get it up to 89 as he strikes Sonoda up with a high fastball right there. But he's somewhat struggled recently, as you can tell, with his 7.48 ERA.
Well, he gets to call in a big spot here. Tabor looking for a series win. That brings up the villain from yesterday. He's playing second base. Dante Freeman coming in batting .324 with 10 home runs on the year. And he hit 2 yesterday. Let's see if Bryson starts him off with a little bit of off speed, and he does. 1-0 count in the dirt.
Yeah, I'd expect Bryson to throw a lot of breaking balls here to Freeman. He loves to sit on that first pitch fastball, and I'd be very surprised to see Freeman hit a ball to the right side of second base, as he tends to pull every pitch he sees.
And that ball is rocketed to left field, in for a single. Hoagy picks it off on one bounce. So a 1-out single here in the bottom of the first for St. Mary's. That's going to bring up their 3-hole hitter. Dylan Carrender. Yesterday he hit a home run as well.
Had that long AB against me yesterday too.
Yep, he struck him out a couple of times, but the umpire didn't see eye to eye. And he ended up getting a walk, didn't he?
Yeah, definitely unfortunate for me, but the weird thing about Carrender, and I noticed this in the first game, is he actually stands really far up in the box.
He pops that one up out of play.
My belief and why he does that is probably because I don't think he likes hitting curveballs, and the thought process through a hitter's mind is, if I'm farther up in the plate, the curveball isn't able to move as much. It's going to be a little bit more similar to a fastball then.
Yeah.
Versus standing in the back.
And he's in the front of the box right now as we speak.
Which is strange because you hardly ever see that, because the mindset for a hitter is typically stand as far back in the box as possible so you can see the ball longer, get more time to react.
Yep, and he obviously doesn't share that opinion as he's in the front as Freeman takes his lead off of first. It is a 0-2 count. Cashmere throws it to first, keeps him honest. St. Mary's is a team that doesn't run a whole lot in the base pass, and when they did, Vincentine really threw him out yesterday. His arm was looking good.
Yeah, Dom was helping me out behind the plate a lot in the second game. As long as I keep it quick to the plate, I know that I'll give him a chance to throw it out as long as he makes a good throw, and he did that, I believe, twice yesterday.
Yep, twice at least, and then you had the failed squeeze play.
Yep.
In the second game,
which was a big play. The bases loaded, 1 out at the time, and getting that out, it was basically a free out.
And the relief pitching for Tabor yesterday really was crucial in both games. You had Derek Watts that came in the first game, and then Brett Haney coming in the second game. I don't think either of them gave up an earned run. I think the runs that they were giving up were unearned. As Dom wants a meeting with Cashman right now, what do you think they're talking about?
They're just kind of talking to check on first. They're just talking because first base getting fixed right now, but trying to get that stuck in. But yeah, big shout out to Brett Haney, who will also be joining us on the broadcast here.
The senior from Henderson, Nevada.
Yeah, that's right. He'll be trading places with me inning by inning, giving him some work here in the booth with you.
And I'll let both of you get in at the same time. It'd be good to have both pitchers.
But yeah, Brett coming up big yesterday, relieving me, and I think he only gave up 1 hit. Struck a couple dudes out, kept the score the same, and gave us a chance to win a ball game.
And I called third strike. That breaking pitch worked. But yeah, Brett Haney came in with, I believe, with 1 out, runners on second and third, and was able to close the door.
Yeah, helping me my ERA.
Yeah, helping yours in his own. All right, and we are here in the top of the first, 2 outs, runner on first in Hillsboro. I believe temperature at game time is a sunny 75.
Yeah, it's pretty nice outside. It's pretty windy. That's about the only drawback you can think of today, but this is the weather we've been waiting for, that's for sure.
And the last series we did at home was against McPherson. The weather was in the mid-40s, low 40s actually, and it was just it was a bad day for baseball. It wasn't comfortable. Everybody was wearing hoodies, and nobody was in the stands. This weekend, a lot of people in the stands. It has to be good for Tabor baseball to get out here.
Yeah, even last weekend against Friends in Wichita, only an hour away, and the weather that weekend was definitely below 50 and not ideal baseball conditions, without a doubt. But today, it's tough to complain about anything besides maybe the wind.
And going back to that series with Friends, big series win for you guys.
Big series, yep. Good to take 2 out of 3. Obviously, we would have likened to have taken all 3, but it doesn't seem to have mattered because Friends ended up dropping their last game against Kansas Westland, which clinches us the 2nd seed,
and
as Freeman leaves early.
And he has him in a rundown if he wants him. And the Blue Jays are going to be able to retire him for the 3rd out of the inning. So there you have it. 3 guys up, 1 hit, no damage done, and we go to the bottom of the 2nd.
And here we are back for the bottom of the first, where Yo-Yo will be leading us off. Taking that first pitch ball outside.
And Yo-Yo, all he has to do is score one more run to be tied for second all time on the Tabor career runs record. He's also sitting pretty at number 9 in the all-time hit record at Tabor College, 152. On the hill for St. Mary's is a left-hander, Mike Amato. We'll get you some season statistics on him in a second.
Yeah, Amato coming in with an ERA of 6.49 in 52 and 2/3 inning as Yo-Yo grounds that ball to second base.
Took a big hop, but is able to retire. Coronado able to retire him at first base. But we know not to take the ERA lightly, because yesterday the St. Mary's had a pitcher come in with an ERA over 7, was no-hitting Tabor through, I think, 5 innings.
Yep.
And he pitched a really good game. Went into the 7th, ended up getting the win.
Yeah, he threw well. He kept our hitters off balance, and you gotta give him a lot of credit. He didn't give out a whole lot of free passes to help us either.
No, he did not. He wasn't getting a lot of strikeouts. I believe he only had 2, but he was getting a lot of weak contact on the breaking ball.
Yep, and got some big double plays.
He did. Amato from the windup has a 1-1 count on center fielder Freddy Walker batting second for the Blue Jays. Takes that low for a ball. So 2-1 count. So for Tabor, all the home runs and all the hits in the last few series, it's really a good time for Tabor for have their bats going into the conference tournament.
Yeah, it's what you want to see. You want your team to come around as Freddie checks a swing but goes on that pitch. You want your team like firing on all cylinders as the postseason comes, because obviously you want to do well in the regular season to put yourself in the postseason, but ultimately at the end of the day, performing in the postseason is what matters.
Oh yeah, and go over the position Tabor is in the conference right now, going into the conference tournament, the standings wise.
Yeah, right now we are sitting in second place, and no matter the results of today's game, we will end up in second place. Even with a loss to St. Mary's, we would tie for second with Friends. However, we have the tiebreaker since we beat them
in the series
in the head-to-head series. Yep.
So
and Oklahoma Wesleyan, by sweeping their series against Ottawa this weekend, clinched effectively first place.
Freddy Walker roasts a line drive right to the second baseman Carrender, but like I said, right at him. So for out number 2, brings up the senior left fielder Jackson Hoagy. I believe he's playing right field today, and he's just had a great season all the way around, batting over 400, 9 home runs.
Yeah, leading the team in batting average, I believe, and just had a good year. Like we touched on earlier, we definitely missed his bat in the lineup as Jax comes into this game batting .407 with 9 bombs. I was kind of joking with Jax before this series, actually, that he needed to make sure to hit 2 home runs to get to double-digit home runs on the season.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll see if he can do that today.
And the home run that he hit yesterday was a missile out of here. It wasn't a high fly ball. It was a line drive that got out of here quickly. And I was telling him when he was in here talking with me, and I told him the extra exit velocity if we had StatCast and he hits that one to right field, but that one's a few feet foul. I was telling him if we had StatCast in here, the exit velocity would have been well over 100 miles an hour.
Certainly, he got all of that pitch, and home runs to right field can be sometimes fluky. But a home run to left here is definitely legit, as it's definitely normal sized out to left field.
Absolutely, and he hit it off the wall of the tennis courts.
Yeah.
And it was a line drive, it wasn't a foul ball.
Yeah, and the fence is decently tall. I believe it's 10-foot fence, so it's not like he barely got it over. I mean, he missiled it.
And he waves and misses at that pitch for strike number 3 and out number 3. And stay tuned with us, because next inning we'll have Brett Haney spitting some fire up here with us. St. Mary's comes up for the top of the second.
And here we are back for the top of the second inning. I will be joined by the RLA himself, Brett Haney. Brett, how's it going?
It's going pretty well today, Mitch. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Beautiful day out here.
Yeah, glad to have you up here in the booth for your first appearance.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty nice to be up here. Beautiful day outside for some baseball. So we'll see what we can do here.
As Juan Gallardo comes up to the plate, who is the catcher for St. Mary's. Bryson Cashmere fires in a fastball for strike one, low and in. What's your thoughts on how Bryson looks today?
So far, Bryson's been throwing pretty well. He's been pounding the strike zone so far. But the one thing I would like to see him do more of those is use his changeup. Because yesterday, these guys were swinging right over the top of the changeup, and they were so on the curveball. But you need to attack with your fastball first.
Yeah, I can certainly agree with you on that. Is they can hit a fastball, and they definitely will make you throw your off-speed pitches for strikes.
Yeah, they will definitely.
As the 1-1 fastball away is a strike two on Gallardo. So Cashmere put himself in a good position. If you're Bryson here, what are you throwing?
Personally, I faced this kid yesterday, and he could not hit a changeup if it came down to the bottom line. So I would go changeup away right now and see if he can swing over the top of it.
As he pops up a fastball away, looks like it's going to be Jax who will field in left field. He almost overran it with that wind, and he had to really put on the brakes at the end there for out one.
I am loving the way Bryson is attacking the strike zone today with his fastball working both in and outside with his good over-the-top curveball that works 12-6.
Yeah, and this is the perfect batter to use that 12-6 curveball as Andrew Berry comes up to the plate. I remember you threw him a decent amount of curveballs, as I know I definitely did yesterday as well.
For sure did. A lot of these guys, they sit dead red on the first pitch fastball. So if you can get ahead by flipping over either a good curveball or a changeup.
As a fastball is driven to right field, Graham Wiebe getting under it for out number two.
Yeah, like I was saying, if you can get ahead with a good curveball or a changeup, get ahead in the count, then it makes pitching these guys a lot easier. Because if you're pitching 2-1, 3-1 every time in the count, and they know they're sitting dead red with the fastball, it's going to be a long day for the pitcher.
And you also you touched on how Gallardo had trouble with your changeup. I wish I could say the same, because his first AB against me, he actually took my changeup into center field for a base hit.
Hey, not all of us can have elite changeups, but it's all right.
As Bryson fires the first pitch fastball up and away to Sam Miller, the DH.
The one thing I would like to see Bryson do better, though, is staying on that backside and getting his fingers out front. Because right now, it looks like he's cutting himself off a little bit, and that's why he's leaving everything high in glove side.
As Miller takes that fastball to left field, Jax camps under it for out number three. As Tabor comes up to the plate in the bottom of the second here. No runs, no hits, no errors. And we're back, folks, heading to the bottom of the second inning. Score still locked at 0, as Cameron Pope will lead off the inning for the Blue Jays. Mike Amato going scoreless in the first inning, will attempt to do the same thing for St. Mary's as he throws the fastball by Pope for strike one. And Brett, what's been your thoughts on Amato so far for St. Mary's?
Pounding the strike zone, can't really complain. He gets ahead of strike one most of the time right now, and he's using his fastball very effectively.
As he gets strike two at the knees and puts Cameron Pope in a hole.
Here comes a curveball.
As the 0-2 comes in, fastball up and away. Looks like you were a little bit off there on your prediction, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a curveball here. Setting him up for it.
So just like if you're a smart pitching coach, you know if you go fastball up and in, you're probably going to go curveball down and in right now.
As he actually goes fastball, yeah, looked like he got the corner, and Pope didn't seem to agree, but it looked like strike from here.
It was a strike.
Yeah.
Let's just call it how it is.
Yeah, it was a good pitch, and it definitely froze Pope for strike three.
It caught the corner, but you got to foul that off there. You can't be sitting there 1-2 and not swing the bat.
No, and I think Pope was thinking the same thing we were, in that if you throw a fastball up, that you're probably going to come back with the curveball, and surprised him with the fastball. As Graham Wiebe steps up to the plate, the right fielder will watch strike one.
The one thing I've noticed so far with this pitcher that he is not pitching inside. So if I'm at the plate right now, I am sitting fastball middle away this whole time.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good approach as he throws another fastball low, and Graham swings through it for strike two. But you got to give him a lot of credit. He's doing a good job at getting ahead and staying ahead of guys.
He's getting ahead of this fastball, and he's using his fastball very effectively. He's living at the knees.
As Graham swings through strike three fastball, and it's been all fastballs this inning. You'd be surprised that we wouldn't make an adjustment to this point, but it is early in the game to where you can sometimes get away with stuff like that.
Like even yesterday, Skip even told us, this guy was living fastball away, and we did not make an adjustment until the last inning. So I'd like to see us do a better job of just sitting from right center to center field and just working that way, because he has not thrown a fastball inside yet as the catcher sits up outside for another fastball.
As he throws another first pitch fastball for strike one, and this is certainly a guy that you want to see have that middle away approach, and Kyle James at the plate.
Yeah, Kyle had a tremendous year last year, but so far I think he's gotten a little pull happy this year and trying to go strictly to the left side, when instead, when you're in a slump, you should try to work the right side of the field.
Yeah, and definitely really focus on barreling up baseballs. As he watches a ball outside, as it is 1-2. But Amato, doing a great job getting ahead, and stats tell you that when you're in a two-strike count, that batters' batting averages go down almost 100 points versus even a 1-1 count.
Yeah, it is crucial to get ahead of your fastball, and he's been doing that tremendously all day, and our batters have really been struggling with it so far earlier in the game.
As Amato winds up for the 1-2 pitch. Fastball low and in for ball two. Still haven't seen a whole lot of off speed from Amato.
No, I don't think he hasn't thrown a curveball this inning. I don't know about the first inning at all though.
Certainly not, and it's working for him, so I wouldn't be surprised if we keep seeing fastballs as he actually throws the curveball for strike three.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah, it strikes out the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Jays as St. Mary's will come up to the plate in the top of the third here. And we're back here, folks, for the top of the third inning as Bryson Cashmere's still on the mound for the Blue Jays. And Luke Knight will be leading the inning off for St. Mary's. Now, I don't know about you, but my perception of the St. Mary's bottom of the lineup yesterday was that they really like to crowd the plate, as you can tell that Knight is right here.
Yeah, he gets sent right on top of the plate as he rolls over to third base. Will Clark steps and makes throw to Camp Hope for out number 1 in the third inning.
But yeah, I don't know if you noticed it, but their 7, 8, 9 hitters certainly get about as close to the plate as they possibly can.
Yeah, they stand right on top of the plate and just crowd it, and they're just begging you to throw inside to saw them off.
Saw them off or get hit by a pitch,
Yeah.
which can be useful when the bottom of your lineup is finding a way to get on base for the top of your lineup.
Yeah, even this guy, his back foot is literally right on the chalk, crowding that inside plate. So if I'm Bryson, I am just pounding that inside corner as he throws a first pitch strike
to Jared Goss is his name. Looks like Bryson is attacking the outside part, however, probably attempting not to hit him with the pitch.
As he went on that curveball right there.
He certainly went, as the umpire says he did as well, to make it 0-2. Good pitch right there, as Bryson's showing off that good curveball that he has.
Yeah, he really stays on top of the baseball well, allowing him to spin that curveball, giving that good 12-6 drop.
Yeah, and his arm action allows him to do that as well. As he
strike
watches strike 3 fastball, looked
right down Broadway.
Yeah, pretty much belt high right there. Kind of like what happened to Tabor last inning to Pope. Just surprised him on a fastball, and that's kind of the benefit that a fastball can do for you. It's when somebody's not looking for it and it's already past you, there's not a whole lot you can do.
Yeah, if we can get a second pitch over for a strike, it sets up the inning a whole lot better for yourself.
As the 9-hole,
where did that miss?
Cameron Richardson comes up to the plate. Yeah, not sure where that pitch missed.
Yeah, the umpire's yesterday strike zone was a little iffy at best.
As Cashmere throws that fastball up and away for ball 2 as well. Yeah, I certainly agree with you. I threw a couple pitches that I thought were strikes, but that's baseball.
You can't win them all.
Nope.
But that's how it goes most days. There's a makeup call.
Fastball low and in for strike 1. As Bryson is behind in this count, which he hasn't seen a whole lot of today, which is a good thing for the Blue Jays. 2-1 fastball heaver gets hit hard to left field.
Jackson's camped under and right off his glove.
Off his glove, as it looked like it hit off the wall after it hit off his glove, as he's thrown to third, but Richardson will be safe in there with a triple. And a tough play that Jax would have had to have made there.
Yeah, well, that's the first hit Bryson's given up all day, and the first little bit of adversity. So it'd be nice to see how the freshman can bounce back off that.
Yeah, and Jax looks a little bit shaken up in left field as he is crouched. It seems like he'll probably be okay. Probably just needs a minute to regather himself. But
yeah, well, Jack's from Canada. He grew up playing hockey, so he's a tough little guy.
I'm not quite sure if I'd call him little, but he is a tough guy with that long, flowing hair.
He was voted best hair by Tabor College Baseball, so worst comes to worst, he's got that going for him.
As St. Mary's puts themselves in a scoring position here with the guy on third with 2 outs, and the leadoff man, Tsunoda, sorry. Bryson will throw that first pitch fastball for a strike, and it seems like this umpire may have a bigger zone today as he's given that outside part.
It seems to be he's getting a couple inches on each side, which is nice to see.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see as a pitcher.
Oh, 100% Mitch. Good changeup.
Yeah, there's that changeup that you were looking for.
Nice to see him finally use it in a game. He throws it every now and then in a bullpen, and when he gets his fingers out in front on top of the baseball, it's pretty effective, as you can tell right there.
Yeah, good low and away, and stayed just right under Tsunoda's bat as he's going for a fastball up here.
Good pitch.
Yeah, almost looks like a changeup because it looked like he was early.
He was a day late and a dollar short on that right there.
But he gets strike 3 right there, and Tabor escapes danger with only 1 run given up, or 1 hit given up, but no runs, as we will head into the bottom of the third.
Leading off the bottom of the third inning is designated hitter Wyatt Nowak. Wyatt, a native of Kearney, Missouri, and on the year, is he having a good year or not?
So far he's had a pretty good year. He hits a lot of balls hard and he squares them up. He just hits them right at people, so his stat line might not reflect that. But overall, he's a darn good hitter.
He's a big guy coming in for the Blue Jays, leading off the third. Neither team has a hit so far, so a pitcher's duel to this point as Amato from the windup throws out one in there. Count is 1-1.
Yeah, like me and Mitch were talking earlier about us trying to go the other way. The one thing that Wyatt Nowak does really well is that he gets the ball deep and he hits the ball the other way. So far, I think he might be leading the KCAC in catcher interferences at the plate with 3 so far.
As Amato fires that one in there for a called strike right below the knees. A 1-2 count on Wyatt. Let's see if he chokes up here. Swing and a miss. So both pitchers really having a lot of success so far, throwing on the outer half of the plate. And as you mentioned earlier, this pitcher, Amato, has been throwing a lot of fastballs really early.
Yeah, he's been living on the outer third of the plate and attacking the zone early with his fastball outside. And I'm still waiting to see us make the adjustment and go the other way.
That brings up hot-hitting Will Clark, who had a 2-homer day yesterday, one in the first game, one in the second game. And as you mentioned earlier, he hit both home runs to the opposite field, and that is what the Tabor hitters need to do today.
Yeah, as you can see, another first pitch strike on the outer third of the plate. So let's see these guys get up on top of the plate and just go with that pitch to right center.
Amato from the windup in a same pitch in the same location, another fastball.
Right there. You can't do a whole lot with that pitch right there. Outer third right at the knees. Good pitch by him right there.
Will, a native of Wichita, Kansas. Amato again tried to go back to that same spot. Catcher Gatto liked the spot. On the year, he is batting .250, but that doesn't say the story. He started off slow, and in recent weeks, he's been really coming on with his hitting.
Yeah, Will has been doing a great job this year, just staying on top of the plate and just taking what the pitcher gives him.
He has 7 home runs on the year. So a 2-2 count here in the bottom of the third innings, 1 out. Amato, the left-handed pitcher, on the bump for St. Mary's, and a weak ground ball hit to the first baseman. Andrew Berry out for out number 2. Coming up is another hot hitter in this lineup, Dominic Vincent, who's really been seeing the ball well this weekend.
Yeah, in the fall, Dominic tore it up. Absolutely hit the cover off the baseball. Then started the season off, started a little slow, but he's just now coming around. You're seeing that Dominic from earlier in the fall.
And yesterday he was hitting balls all over the park. Had a home run, had a double off the base of the fence, had another double. He was seeing the ball well yesterday. As he swings at the first pitch, pops it up on the infield. Let's see if the sun plays a factor. And the second baseman, Carrender, is able to retire Vicentine. So another easy 1-2-3 inning for Amato, and St. Mary's is coming up for the top of the 4th. We are back here in the top of the fourth inning as St. Mary's is set to lead off with their top of the order coming up. Their 2, 3, and 4 hitters. Bryson Cashmere has been dealing, hasn't given up a hit. So what have you seen so far from Bryson?
Bryson has been using his fastball very effectively, pitching on both quadrants of the plate. And when he gets ahead in the count, he's been going to his curveball often, which he does have that. Like I said earlier, he has that good 12-6 break on it.
And I beg your pardon, I was wrong. He's given up one hit, and it's to the batter that he's about to face, Dante Freeman, who has absolutely been sitting dead red on fastballs and been roping all the fastballs Tabor pitchers have been throwing at him.
Yeah, one thing Coach Davis did really well yesterday was attack him with changeups and curveballs early in the count that he's swinging right through. So let's see if Bryson does that right here. And he did as he went fastball up and in for ball one.
Freeman in the first game that Tabor won 9-7 hit a home run in the top of the ninth and went into the theatrics, tried his best Jose Bautista imitation.
Yeah, we when we saw that in the dugout, we weren't real pleased with that because, buddy, you're down 9-5 at the time. And there's a solo shot in the sixth, and the bat flip like that was kind of uncalled for, I thought.
Cashman from the windup.
As he gets over that good curveball right there.
And 2-1 count. And as he was rounding the bases, I believe everybody had something to say to him. Just some friendly words of encouragement.
Always, just some good old friendly banter.
Cashman from the windup, 2-1 count. And Freeman another base hit to center field this time. So St. Mary's has a runner on first, nobody out, with their 3-hole hitter second baseman, Dylan Carrender, who had a home run yesterday. So the 2 hits today from both teams is by Dante Freeman, the St. Mary's shortstop.
Yeah. When I faced him yesterday in the game, I was getting ahead with early and alternate changeups, and he was just swinging right through it. So I'd like to see Bryson use that the next time he faces him.
Cashman from the first stretch. Carrender flies this one to Freddy Walker. He has a beat on it. Able to make the catch for the first out of the inning. So Bryson throwing a lot of first pitch strikes, which is big for a freshman in this situation.
Yeah, it's nice to see Bryson coming out and pounding the strike zone because at times he does struggle finding his fastball command and allowing him falling behind batters and counts.
And what you don't want as a freshman coming up and pitching in a varsity game is to walk a lot of batters. That gets in your head, and he's done a great job. He hasn't walked anybody so far, I don't believe.
No, he has done a great job of getting ahead and count and pitching to contact.
The cleanup hitter, the catcher, Gallardo's come to the plate as Bryson checks Freeman at first. Gallardo went 0 for in the first game, had a few hits in the second game. The big lefty. Cashmere, Dante Freeman has had a great
You need to vary
job.
your looks there, Bryson.
I believe that happened in the first inning as well, as he took a big jump before it. Bryson even made the move to the home plate, and this time he wasn't able to step off in time, and Freeman with just a free bag.
Yeah, he needs to vary his looks there, step off, or even pick off, because that was brutal.
So with the runner on second here in the top of the fourth, 1-0 count to Gallardo with 1 out. Cashman from the stretch fires that one in there. Must have just missed the outside corner.
Not a bad pitch there by Bryson. You live there all day, you'll be getting a lot of outs.
And both pitchers have been living on the outer half of the plate, as you mentioned earlier. And that's what he needs to do, especially at this part of the lineup. They are 2, 3, 4, and 5 hitters, have a lot of pop. We've seen that yesterday. And he needs to be careful here trying to paint the outer half with Gallardo and Barry on deck. Fastball high, so a 3-0 count.
Yeah, he's starting to rush forward a little bit. It likes him to stay back on that outer half, and likes him to stay back on his back half and get his fingers out front, start pounding the strike zone. Because when Bryson gets into trouble, he'll start to drift forward, and you'll see his arm dragging. He'll start to miss balls high and arm side.
Bryson looks Freeman back at second from the stretch, fires a fastball in there high. So a man on first and second as Gallardo sprints to first base, Pete Rose type. Man on first and second, 1 out. And Andrew Berry, the first baseman, coming up, and he's shown popped this weekend. He has a home run yesterday. And so Bryson, really in his first adversity outside of the long triple hit by Richardson. So you got a man on first and second. What would you like to see here from the first pitch?
I'd like to see him just pound the strikes, get ahead of strike one with the fastball, obviously, and just go from there because these guys do struggle hitting the off-speed pitch. So if you can get ahead with strike one, then it just sets up the batter.
And exactly what he does. Swing and a miss by Barry, who was sitting on that fastball but couldn't quite get a hold of it. And swing and a miss So Vincentine gets the call from the dugout. So as a pitcher right here, with the runner on second base, and you're getting your signs from the catcher, does that change anything? Is the signs different?
Yeah. Usually in our pregame meetings, we'll go over either what we're chasing or what we're going after. Then we just go from there because we will never have the same signs from with a runner on first or when there's a runner on second.
Bryson checks run on second, swing and a miss by Barry. Goes to an 0-2 count. Exactly what you want here because now he has a lot of breaking stuff he can work with.
Yeah, and Bryson's coming set right here with the pitch, and batter steps out, and then we'll see what Bryson goes with here so far. Bryson gets a sign from Dom. I would not be shocked to see a curveball here or a fastball up in the zone. Wind up in the pitch, and he goes fastball up right there.
Vincentine wanted that high. I don't think he wanted it that high.
I don't think he wanted that high there. Ideally, for a fastball up, you want to throw it right at about their letters, make it look like they can get on top of the ball. They swing right through it, though.
Getting the call from Vincentine. Cashmere comes set from the stretch. Breaking ball.
There's that big over-the-hand breaking ball that I was talking about.
And so that's a strikeout. So for out number 2, Cashmere rears back with that curveball, breaking ball type pitch and gets out number 3. And Vincentine fires down to first base, not in time to get the runner. So that brings up designated hitter Sam Miller, the lefty, with 2 outs here.
Yeah, from facing this kid yesterday, this kid really struggled hitting the changeup. So I would not be shocked to see him either see Bryson work with his changeup or get ahead with that big over-the-hand curveball.
And another first pitch fastball strike on the outer half of the plate.
So far, it appears like this umpire has a very pitcher-friendly strike zone, which I can't complain about one bit.
No, that's a pitcher's best friend. We're all knotted up at 0 so far here in Hillsboro. Cashmere, breaking pitch right down Main Street.
Love to see you get ahead. Love to see you flip over an 0-1 curveball right there. Good pitch by Bryson.
Bryson on the day through 3 2/3 innings already has 5 strikeouts. Looking for a 6 here with an 0-2 count on Sam Miller. Checks Freeman back at second from the stretch. Another fastball. About head level when Vincentine stands up.
Yes, you're right there, 0-2 pitch. You want to have a competitive pitch, but that right there is just kind of a waste of a pitch. I wasn't even near the strike zone. I know Dom wanted that fastball up, but you don't want to throw it that high over his head.
And again, he has a lot of breaking stuff to work here ahead of the count with the 1-2, 2 outs. And he does it again.
Good pitch. He definitely went. Did he go? Yeah, he went. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, wait. Cashmere better check the runner a second. So what just happened here, if you couldn't see on your screen, Cashmere fired a breaking ball in the dirt. That's Sam Miller. He wasn't able to check his swing from our vantage point. He absolutely went. The home plate umpire didn't ring him up, and he checked the call from the umpire at second base, and he said he did not go. So it's a lot of confusion all the way around. So we'll do a 2-2 count here with 2 outs. Cashmere from the stretch fires a fastball in there. Miller wasn't able to catch up for that one. So for his 6 strikeouts in 4 innings, we'll go to the bottom of the 4th here in Hillsboro. back in the bottom of the fourth inning. I'm joined again by my co-host, Mitch McIntyre, back in the booth. And we have leading off the inning, Yo-Yo Alisea, beg your pardon. He's batting .398 on the year with 16 home runs. Amato back on the hill, and he hasn't given up a hit yet.
No, he's done well today, and you got to give him a lot of credit. He's getting ahead of a lot of hitters and throwing a lot of fastballs on the corners.
Not only has he not given up a hit, but he's retired Tabor in order. They haven't had a base runner yet so far today. And he's not overpowering Tabor hitters. It's just like the lefty they threw yesterday. He's throwing a lot of pitches that are well placed and getting a lot of weak contact.
Yeah, and he's been solid for him today. We'll see if he can keep it going, but he's falling behind 3-0 here with a 4-pitch walk. Not the way you want to start the inning, that's for sure.
And Yo-Yo is an absolute thief on the base pass. And on the year, we'll give you his stolen base. We'll give you his percentages. I believe he has well over 20 stolen bases on the year. His percentage is above 85% on the base pass, with Freddy Walker digging in, the center fielder.
I think he has somewhere around 26 or 27 stolen bases, somewhere around there. Either him or Freddy. They're both fast. Both guys you don't want on the base, that's for sure. As Amato's actually started this inning off by throwing five balls in a row.
So if you're Jake Jones, are you telling Freddy to take until he throws a strike here?
I'd likely see that.
So Yo-Yo on the base pass this year, he's 27 for 30, good for a 90% stolen base percentage.
Yeah, and stats tell you that anytime your stolen base percentage is over 85%, you're benefiting your team's scoring chances.
And Freddie grounds that one to the right side in the hole. They're not going to have a play at second, and he throws over to first. Carrinder retires Freddie for out number one, but it was a productive out. He was able to move the runner to second. So with one out here in the bottom of the fourth, we got power hitting right-hander, the great Canadian, Jackson Hoagy.
Yeah, and something that doesn't really get picked up a lot on in baseball is Yo-Yo getting to second base there. That very, very easily they could have gotten the force out because they had no chance of turning two, but Yo-Yo getting a very good jump there and making sure he's in scoring position here for Jax.
Amato checks Yo-Yo at second. Fires a strike on the outer half with a fastball, 0-1.
Yeah, and Jack's kind of looking up like he thought that was off the plate, which, like I said, leads me to believe this umpire's got a slightly bigger zone, but, you know, it's the fourth inning now. You got to adjust at this point.
Let's see if Tabor does here. Looking for their first hit. Another fastball on the outer half. Looked like it was in the same place, but the umpire says no, 1-1 count.
Yeah, it must have been just slightly farther off. Maybe he said that the pitch before was at the very edge. That's all I could think of, because it did look like the same spot from here.
From our vantage point here in the Pinner Clubhouse. Amato from the stretch again, and a swing and a miss by Jackson. Big old cut there.
Yeah, it looked like he's a little bit late. Maybe looking off speed or something. That wind is definitely getting to him, though, and looks like a little bit of dust got in his eye.
It is a windy day here in Hillsboro, and Jackson had bound to step into the batter's box until a gust of wind put a lot of dirt in his face, so he stepped out to regain his composure. So Amato from the stretch, a 1-2 count with a runner on second, one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Fires home, and Jackson fouls out one up over the first base dugout.
Another fastball, and me and Brett earlier predicted after a fastball he'd be throwing a curveball in the dirt. I'd actually expect that here, but we'll see if he goes again with that fastball here.
He's been going fastball late in the count a lot, and I think a lot of the hitters feel like he's coming with a breaking pitch, and then he comes with a fastball. But as you said, let's see what he comes with here, and it's another fastball in the dirt.
Yeah, good block by Gallardo there, making sure he keeps Yo-Yo at second base. As him getting to third base would be a big deal, as a ground out to the infield would end up scoring Yo-Yo.
Absolutely. So 2-2 count here for Jackson. Had a home run yesterday, but was tossed in the first game and was not able to play the second game. Amato deals in us. Oh, it was a foul tip.
That's a drop ball. That should be a drop ball. They say they caught it, but the ball hit the ground, and he never he never got his hand in time towards his glove to complete the actual catch.
So Skip's going to come out here and protest the call. So what had happened, it was 2-2 count. Jackson swung and foul tipped it into the mitt of Gallardo, and he had it momentarily, and then the ball hit the ground and he dropped it.
Yeah, I didn't see that being on the transfer. I didn't think that the ball was completely in his glove.
Because we saw it at the top of the mitt, it was like a snow cone. It was moving in his glove, and then while it was moving, he tried to, I don't know if he tried to transfer it, but the ball definitely hit the ground, and so the umpires are coming together to see what the ruling is, and hopefully Tabor catches a break here.
But yeah, like you touched on, they're gonna say that he did end up catching it. But Amato, like you said earlier, certainly going with that late in the count fastball, and it's been really ambushing the Tabor hitters today.
And they got cleanup hitter first baseman Cameron Pope, who struck out in his first at bat, looking to redeem himself here with the runner on second. A base hit will score Yo-Yo. And let's see if Cameron Pope is hitting dead red, as Amato's just been throwing fastballs. And he is sitting dead red, fouls it back over the dugout.
Yeah, good approach to have. Early in the count, you can sit on pitches, because even if you swing through them, so what? It's strike one.
Yeah.
Still got the rest of your AB to go. Now, 0-1, probably can't necessarily sit on a pitch, but if one's there, he's certainly going to be trying to drive it.
And so with Armato right now, we've seen a lot of fastball. What have you seen out of his complimentary pitches that pitch is in there for a ball 1-1 count?
You know, he hasn't really thrown his curveball too much. I don't know if you guys have necessarily seen a changeup that he's thrown, but his curveball is decent. It seems like he just doesn't throw it a whole lot to where it surprises batters more than anything.
Yeah, his best pitch right now, obviously, his fastball is working for him here. And as we've mentioned throughout the game, Tabor's looking for the first hit. They get it right there as a rope is hit to right field. That might not be able to score Yo-Yo, as right fielder was playing very shallow and the ball was hit very hard.
Yeah, that's one of those tough things where you almost get mad because a guy hits a ball too hard. That ball literally one hopped the the right fielder there, and by the time he had the ball, Yo-Yo wasn't even at third base, and Jake Jones, the third base coach, had absolutely no chance to send him home.
And with runners on first and third with 2 outs, you have another senior from Canada, Graham Wiebe, coming to the plate. Had a home run yesterday. And if Cameron Pope if you could adjust your launch angle there, anyways, that ball would have been well out of here.
Yeah, that ball was hit hard. Just a little bit too much on a line.
And a pickoff attempt at first base.
And I'm not quite sure if you shouted him out yesterday, but a big shout out to our Tabor softball team, who ended up winning their first ever KCAC regular season championship. So congrats, ladies, on your great year so far.
A big deal here at Tabor. 1-0 count here for Graham Wiebe. And what is your approach if you're Graham right here? Are you looking to go oppo? You looking just to sit dead red on a fastball?
Yeah, I'd say he's like what Brett's been talking about. He's really been throwing that fastball outer half, so you gotta stay inside on a baseball and be looking to drive it out to right field.
Graham bloops it in the right. That ball may get down. Carrender chasing for it. Is not able to get it. A run will score. Cameron Pope does not advance to third base.
Yeah, not quite what I meant by driving the ball to right field, but it found a hole, and Tabor will get on the scoreboard first before anybody else does.
So consecutive hits by the Blue Jays. First by Cameron Pope, next by Wiebe. Brings up senior Kyle James hitting around 300 on the year, has a couple of home runs, but his statistics have really been dampened by being injured with his ankle early in the year and then with his hand recently. But it's good to have him back in the lineup.
Yeah, he's kind of the walking Band-Aid. It always seems like something's hurt with Kyle. Nothing to knock him about, but it just sucks for him and for the team when one of your senior leaders is hurt.
The senior from Bakersfield, California, digs in with runners on first and second. Let's see if they can pour in a couple more here with the 2-out rally. Amato looks back. Pope at second. Fires in there for a ball high.
And Kyle's really a guy you want to see drive a ball to right field, as he's done on occasion at times, but not as much as you'd like to see him do, especially with Tabor's field, where right field is certainly shorter than left field.
And yesterday, if you guys were watching, St. Mary's tried to pull a hidden ball trick on Tabor. Were you there when were you watching that when it happened?
Yeah, it seemed like they pulled it off, but from what I could tell in the dugout, as that fastball is high for ball 3, it looked like the field umpire had no clue where the ball was.
And we mentioned it up here that I don't think any of the umpires were looking at third base, so they can't call them out if they didn't see it.
Nope, and I think they ended up just saying that they had time, even though I really don't think they did. But that's kind of one of the times where if you're a shortstop and you see what's going on, you got to kind of tell the field umpire, like, hey, keep your heads up on third base here. Let them know that and make them aware that you're running the hidden ball trick, because they would have had us.
I believe it might have been Kyle that was running at third base, and it was a lot of people in the dugout of St. Mary's thought they had him for sure, and the skipper came out and protested that cause. Kyle rips a 3-1 pitch back, foul ball.
Yeah, big swing there. Like I said, it looks like he's really trying to pull the ball, but I remember yesterday, and it really looks like today they're attacking him away, and it's a lot tougher to pull an away pitch than it is middle in.
Yep. So 3-1 here. Amato on the mound, and he tries to pick off Pope, his second pickoff attempt. And
it's kind of an awkward pickoff. It almost looked like he was going to pick off to first, but nobody was there, and it looked like he just kind of kept spinning.
Yeah, it was a unique one for sure. Didn't expect a ball called, but it was unorthodox.
Yeah, certainly. It's a big 3-1 pitch here.
And James takes that one down the heart of the plate.
3-2. You'll see the runners moving here, so big pitch right here for Tabor and St. Mary's, as a ball in play could mean the end of the inning or a couple runs.
Absolutely. And a big situation, as you mentioned, right here. And Kyle James hits that one into the gap of the left side, and that's going to score 1 run. And Graham Wiebe being the heads up, and the runners were going, so he advances from first to third. So Kyle James with a seeing-eye single scores a Tabor's second run. So runners on first and third with 2 outs. And as you mentioned, he was just trying to put the ball in play. He was able to put it in play and make something happen.
Yeah, looked like he got jammed pretty good on that, as he didn't hit the ball very hard at all, but it barely snuck through the infield. And that's what I was talking about, how crucial it is that it was 3-2 where the runners are moving, because I don't think Cameron Pope scores from second base on that base hit there, because Cam's not necessarily the fastest.
So
and very easily could have been thrown out or not even sent home.
All the damage done in this inning has been with 2 outs, 3 consecutive singles by Tabor. As Wyatt Nowak, the big designated hitter, digs in.
Yeah, Amato throwing that first pitch curveball, not being able to throw for a strike and shaking his head. Looked like he's mad at himself for not getting ahead, and you can definitely tell he wants to get ahead of every batter he's facing.
Absolutely. He hasn't thrown too many first pitch off speed so far today.
Yeah, and actually this inning is probably the first one you'd say where he's really kind of struggled to get ahead of hitters. And it's no coincidence that Tabor's put on some runs this inning.
This is Amato's 18th game of the year. As we mentioned earlier, his ERA is not what you would want it to be, but he's pitching well today, as Wyatt drills that one to right field, but the wind is going to keep this one in the park. But the right fielder misjudges it, so Wyatt's going to dig into second, and Kyle James being waved home as the ball trickles around the infield. So a lot of backyard baseball going on here in Hillsboro.
Yeah, that's
So take us through what happened right there.
Yeah, that was just bad defense. Easy routine fly ball to right field that maybe without wind, maybe gets out or hits the wall, but the wind kept it in, and the right fielder, not accounting for the wind at all, ended up overrunning the ball to where the ball hit probably at least 5 feet away from him. And when he threw it in, he missed his cutoff man, which allowed Kyle to score all the way from first base.
I think that's going to go into the stat sheet as a double because it didn't hit his glove, but he obviously misplayed it, so that's the 4th consecutive hit here with 2 outs to give Tabor a 4-0 lead. All started with a Cameron Pope single to right field.
Yeah, and that's a hit that you hate as a pitcher, because that's not your fault. You should be out of the inning. 2 runs, 2-0 isn't too bad, but Now it's 4-0, and 4-0 is certainly a lot different than 2-0.
That's the same right fielder as yesterday, Richardson, and he misplayed a Graham Wiebe fly ball. If you remember that,
Yep.
it was in the same area. Graham was able to get a double, but this is a bigger situation here because it was 2 outs. Amato was looking to get out of the inning, but fortunately for Tabor, 2 more runs score as Richardson threw the ball into the infield, and the ball was able to get away from Carrender, the second baseman, and Kyle James was able to score home.
Yeah, it was, like I said, misplaying the ball was bad enough, but throwing the cutoff throw away was the real killer because it allowed Kyle to score and then added another run.
Yeah, and now Will Clark steps in. The third baseman is having a good series.
Yeah, Will's got a couple. Yeah, Will's got a couple home runs this series and has been seeing the ball well lately, it seems like. And he's one of the guys that really focuses on hitting balls to right field. As his swing kind of naturally makes the ball go that way, which is why Tabor's a good park for him to hit in.
So both you being from Wichita, you know each other for a long time?
Yeah, we both actually went to the same high school. So, yeah, I've known Will for quite a while.
Wichita natives here at Hayward College as Amato fires a pitch in there a little bit low.
Yeah, Gallardo dropped the ball, and I think maybe if he would have caught it, it could have been called a strike.
And a big 3-1 count here as Amato looks a little bit shaken here as 4 runs have crossed with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Amato fires a pitch in there for ball 4.
And you got to wonder if maybe Amato's starting to get a little bit tired. This has been a long inning for him as he kind of breezed through the first couple, but finds himself at 68 pitches here in the 4th inning, which isn't necessarily too bad, but it's been a lot of pitches this inning alone.
And this is the 9th hitter to bat this inning.
As Dom, who's also been hitting the ball really well,
Absolutely.
who had a home run and 2 doubles, I believe, yesterday.
So with runners on first and second, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Let's see if Dom can add to this 2-out rally. As Amato throws that one in the dirt, he's been really shaken up here.
Yeah, and that's like what I touched on earlier. The biggest difference I've noticed from Amato between the first 3 innings and this one is that he's not getting ahead of hitters. And it puts himself in a hole, and it makes him throw more pitches. 2 things that you don't want as a pitcher. And you could easily just say throw more strikes, but that's certainly easier said than done.
As he throws that one in there for a ball, 2-0 count. So right now if you're visiting, you're just sitting on a fastball, and if it's right down the heart of the plate, you take a hack, but if not, he's not finding the strike zone right now. So
yeah, and Dom's been hitting the fastball really well lately, and you'll probably get one here in 2-0.
And he's hits that one hard, but right to the shortstop Freeman as he retires the force out of second base. So in the 4th inning, very eventful here for Tabor. 4 runs score, all with 2 outs, 4 hits, and we go to the top of the 5th. Tabor leading 4-0.
And we're back here for the top of the 5th inning, joined again with Brett Haney as Bryson Cashmere leads the inning off for Tabor with the first pitch strike.
Yeah, Bryson's been doing a great job of getting ahead with his first pitch fastball, which has been outstanding lately.
As it looked like that may have been a changeup,
Yeah.
ball one right there.
One thing Bryson that he does not do well is when he does hold his changeup, he white knuckles it and just bare claws it. When in reality, you should hold it very loose and only in your fingertips.
As the next fastball, 1-1, turns the count into 1-2.
Yeah, Bryson was a great fastball outside right there. These guys are just sitting dead right and just trying to pull everything right now with the wind blowing out the left field.
Yeah, and he's got Luke Knight, the third baseman for St. Mary's, in a hole at 1-2. Let's see if he brings that curveball again. So he actually brings a fastball right on the corner for strike 3. And as I was talking earlier with Charles, it seems like this umpire has a bigger zone, and the hitters have to adjust. I mean, it's the 5th inning now.
Yeah, this umpire has given them probably 2-3 inches on each side of the plate, and these batters have still not made an adjustment of trying to go to the right field.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Bryson, who has only thrown 47 pitches this game.
Yeah, he's been very economical. There's a first pitch out. Hopefully the ground ball to Will, steps and throws, and in there I just put my words in my own mouth.
Yeah, Will's had a little bit of trouble with overthrowing balls and leaving them up, I'd say.
Yeah, right there, it looked like Will literally just stopped moving his feet and just got caught on his back foot and just tried to back throw, sling it over there, and he launched it high almost over Cam Pope's head.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it was almost fortunate that Cam was just even able to catch the ball at all.
Otherwise, that ball would have been sitting in our clubhouse right now, and that runner would be on second base. But thankfully, Cam caught it as the batter steps out right now, and Bryson regathers himself.
Yeah, as Jared Goss, the left fielder for St. Mary's, steps in. Yeah, tough sequence of events for Bryson Cashmere, as he'd think he got second out.
Yeah,
and,
there's
potentially fast inning.
Yeah, there's nothing more demoralizing than getting a quick first pitch, ball put in play, routine ground ball at third base, and you just have to battle through adversity right now.
So let's see if Bryson can help his own cause right here and maybe get a double play.
That's pitcher's best friend, other than dogs.
You love you some doggos, don't you, Brett?
Hey, there's nothing wrong getting some Sophie lovins. Shout out to Reagan McLeod right there.
As Cameron Richardson, Goss was actually the one that grounded to third. Squares to bunt right there, but ends up pulling it back. It's 2-0 now.
Yeah, Bryson's starting to look like Bryson's starting to hit a wall a little bit right now. He needs to gather himself, stay back on that back leg, and really drive towards the rubber. He's starting to spin off a little bit right now.
As he did exactly what you said he should do and drove more towards home to get strike 1 right there on a swinging foul tip by Richardson. But certainly looked a lot better delivering it to home right there.
Yeah, he's staying a lot more compact. He's not trying to overthrow the baseball right now at all.
It's hard to be too disappointed with anything Bryson's done today, as he's great changeup right there. Yeah, he's kept St. Mary's off the bases, only allowing 3 hits on the day.
Yeah,
and he stranded all 3 runners.
Yeah, Bryson's doing a great job of getting ahead early in the count. He struggled a little bit this inning, but that's just probably because he's hitting a wall right now. He just needs to battle through it. But yeah, Bryson's doing a great job of getting those quick outs and getting our batters back in the dugout, start swinging the bats.
And he's certainly a guy that we need come postseason. So it's good to see him pitching well today.
Yeah, it was a great good fastball inside for call third strike right there. That was what, his 7th strikeout of the day now?
It is indeed his 7th, yeah. But that one certainly looked high, and it didn't look like Richardson thought it was a strike at all.
Nah, I didn't think it was a strike from here, but hey, we'll take it right now.
Yeah, you ain't wrong there. Man, I would have loved to have had that zone yesterday, though.
Oh, you're telling me. There's a few pitches yesterday that I was throwing that were belt high and they were getting called balls.
Yeah, but like we touched on earlier, that's baseball. Everybody plays with the same umpire. As the top of the lineup ends up rolling over, and they're going to pinch hit for their leadoff hitter. It is number 10. Trying to find a name for you. But we actually...
I'll get on that for you, Mitch.
Yeah,
see
I
what we can
appreciate
do
that.
here. Oh, we do not have numbers on here.
We'll see if Lily updates the stats online.
Yeah, we'll have to lean on Lily for this one right here.
As another good changeup right there, swung through to make it 1-2. And that was a pretty good pitch. Not sure why Dom's coming out. Maybe he crossed him up, but pretty good pitch right there.
Yeah, see, I don't know how you'd get crossed up right here with a runner on first base, so we'll just assume he's giving Bryson a breather.
I think that'd be your absolute best case.
Yeah, 100%.
There's 2 outs, and Bryson looking to end this inning, hopefully for his 8th strikeout. Fastball low just off the dirt to make it 2-2. And if you're Bryson here, you thinking curveball or another fastball?
This guy is a day late and $1 short on his fastball, so if I'm Bryson right now, I'm going to paint a fastball on the outside corner to ring him up.
As there's your fastball in the outer corner, but certainly off the plate to make it 3-2.
Yeah,
As you'll see the runner Goss at first leaving here.
Yeah, you will. As with the pinch hitter come at the bat, you don't want to get silly here. You just want to attack with your fastball and hopefully either strike him out or he just puts in weak contact on the ball.
Yep, and they're gonna have Cameron Pope, the first baseman, off the bag since they already know Goss will be running here. There's not too much of a need to hold him on.
No, not at all. I'll give him some extra range at first.
Maybe a changeup right there. As it seemed like he was early.
I don't know about that. He's been seeing a considerable drop in his fastball velocity here, and I don't know why he would have gone 3-2 changeup.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe it's just a bad swing because hitter definitely did the old stick the butt out, just put the bat in the strike zone swing.
Just made contact, bat off the pitch.
As he throws a 3-2 breaker in the dirt, and Dom didn't quite know where it was for a second, but that will give St. Mary's their 2nd walk of the day, and arguably their best hitter in Dante Freeman up to the plate. And yeah, Dante Freeman not too popular with Tabor baseball yesterday.
Oh no, me and Charles talked about this earlier about the friendly banter that was being said to him as he was rounding the bases after his good old bat flip.
Yeah, not quite putting himself at the top of the leaderboard for champions of character, but
No.
you got to give him credit for having a pretty good day at the plate, especially in the first game.
Yeah, he did. He put the barrel on the ball, and as you could tell, he had a couple of bombs.
As Casimir starts him off to first pitch, curveball in the dirt. The runner Goss will go to third, and
Thank you.
yeah, really not a need for him to go to third
No,
there.
you're already
he was out, and didn't think he was out, but like what we said, that's your best hitter, and tough to run yourself out of an inning right there.
Yeah, you're already in scoring position. There's no sense trying to get to third on a ball in the dirt right there.
Yeah, and Freeman can't be too happy with his teammates right there, as both the runners end up being stranded for St. Mary's, and we will head to the bottom of the 5th. Tabor's still up 4-0. And here we are for the bottom of the 5th inning with Yo-Yo Alisea leading us off, and the dugout giving their usual yo for his walkout song.
Been here 2 years. I still cannot time that up, so we'll have to work on that.
Might be a little bit late for that, as Amato comes with the first pitch curveball in the dirt for ball 1.
Yeah, so far it's been no secret this year that Yo-Yo has been our best hitter all year, and I would not be shocked to see him in the running for NAIA Player of the Year with the year he's had.
As another ball to make it 2-0. And Yo-Yo, I believe, walked in his last appearance. Let me check that to make sure. Yes, he did. As a strike finally thrown, and Yo-Yo certainly doesn't agree with it as he's laughing to make it 2-1.
Now, if I was Yo-Yo, I would tread water very lightly. These umpires tend to have a quick trigger finger when it comes to throwing out players, as we found out yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh, that is not a strike.
wow. I know Yo-Yo didn't like the last pitch, but
That pitch was a lot worse than the last pitch. For you
Yeah.
folks at home, that pitch was maybe 4 or 5 inches outside and at his shins.
2-2, and honestly not far off from the last pitch.
That was not that far off from the last pitch.
To make it 3-2 though. But Yo-Yo, like you said, having a great year. Batting .398 with 16 bombs. His on-base percentage almost at 500, which is incredible.
Yeah, for you analytical people back home, that is an outstanding number.
3-2 fastball, going to be one hopper to short, and Freeman fires it to first for the first out of the inning. And a well-hit ball there, just kind of right at a guy.
Yeah, can't do much about it. He pieced it up 3-2. Put it in play. That's all you can really do right there.
As Freddy Walker will be the second hitter of the inning for the Taylor Blue Jays here.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to see Freddie do more is hitting the ball on the ground. He runs a 6'4", 60, which is extremely fast. And one thing I've seen him do, he's falling in love with the pop fly, thinking that he can hit it out of the park, when really that's not his game at all.
No, he only has, I believe, 2 home runs on the year.
Yeah, and they're
Now
extremely wind dictated, but yeah.
the one against York was, but the one he had here was
That was
a hard
shot,
hit ball.
Yeah.
That was a hard hit ball. As Motto drops in a first pitch curveball for strike 1, and Freddie bunts at a fastball, pops it up. Luckily not caught. That ball seemed to be in the air for a long time.
Yeah, that is Skip's been talking to Freddie about that, at least showing bunt or trying to lay a couple drag bunts down and using his legs to get on base.
Yeah, usually you see that happen though with the first pitch because you don't typically want to bunt 0-1 in case that scenario happens where you bunt it foul, and now you're 0-2.
And now you're just in the pitcher's back pocket, and this pitcher can do whatever he wants right now.
Yeah, and Freddie striking out, or has struck out a decent amount this year. Gonna try to avoid that here, and put the ball in play and let his legs, like you said, do some work as he fouls off 0-2 fastball.
Yeah, if I'm Freddie right now, this guy has not attacked the inside part of the plate at all. I would get on top of the plate and just take away the inner third, because he has not gone in there at all, and just try to shoot something into right field.
And Amato's certainly got to be at least somewhat starting to get tired, as he's at 80 pitches right now, as he fouls off off-speed pitch of some sort, it looked like.
Yeah, it was. If you get anything out of this bat, at least Freddie is battling off pitches and making him throw more pitches, getting that pitch count way up there.
Certainly. But still in a hole at 0-2. Gonna see if he can extend this AB even longer as he sees a fastball high. One-two pitch. Looked like it.
No, it's still
May- Yeah, it stayed in, but could not be caught in foul territory. As it looked like it may have been off speed. I'm not quite sure.
I couldn't tell from here. If anything, it looked like a changeup that just sat on the inner third, and he just tried to fight it off.
Yep.
Live to see another day.
Yep. So Freddie still keeping the count at 1-2, but battling off some good pitches. As he watches a fastball in the dirt, 2-2, and the catcher Gallardo will come out and talk to his pitcher for a second. So Brett, I gotta ask you, how does it feel to have Father Bob in the house this weekend?
Well, if my dad's listening right now, hey Dad. And yeah, it's nice to have my dad out here. Spend some time with him. I don't get to see him a whole lot, so it's nice to have my parents come out, and then basically my whole entire family is coming out for graduation if I can somehow manage to pass Christian faith. So fingers crossed, and as Freddie jumps back into the box for the 2-2 pitch.
Change up, it looked like, just below the knees for ball 3. Good pitch, and Gallardo kind of showed his glove to him, telling him it was a good pitch, but a great job by Freddie to
Yeah, this is always
leave it.
This is always a pitching coach's worst nightmare, going from 0-2 to 3-2 right here.
As he actually ends up walking Freddie in a great at-bat for
Great
Freddie.
at bat there. Freddie probably saw at least 8 or 9 pitches right there, fouling off a couple tough pitches inside to stay alive. And now he's on first. I would not be shocked to see if Freddie has the green light here to go.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stolen bases on the year, and you know that he can run and he will run, especially with Jax up to the plate. You want to get a guy in scoring position and allow one of your better hitters, a base hit to score.
Yeah, well, even with Freddy, if he even stays on first, a ball in the gap will score Freddy.
As Amato is certainly aware of Freddy's speed by picking off right there. And as you give a big shout out to you and your family, I'd like to give a shout out to mine. Both my parents coming this weekend, as well to my grandparents watching this broadcast. As Amato fires in that fastball. Big shout out to my grandma Money, who, although couldn't be here yesterday because she broke her foot, is listening to this broadcast.
That is outstanding. That is very heartfelt, Mitch. That was a great job right there.
I really felt your heartfelt speech saying that you don't know what your life would be like without Reagan.
Well, if you guys heard the original version, which I'm sure you did, it was a little different.
Oh, I heard the original version.
Yeah, so Jake has balls taken up and away by Jackson. Count is now 1-1. But yeah, it got changed a little bit. Yeah, it is no secret that old Reagan McLeod is my best bud. So shout out to Reagan.
Oh, good times, good times. Good senior day yesterday.
It was a great senior day and beautiful weather for some baseball. As Amato picks off the first again, and Freddy is safe.
And senior day definitely getting capped off with assistant coach Jake Jones.
Proposing to his longtime girlfriend Taylor, which we are very happy for them.
Yeah, it is a great moment for all the Tabor players and fans and family members. And Freddie's going to try and steal second. It looked like he was going to be out, but the the second baseman drops the ball. And he's complaining about it, but
I don't know why he's complaining.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot to complain about.
Yeah, it wasn't on the transfer at all. I think Freddie just slid right in his glove and knocked the ball out.
Yeah, and you can't be mad at Freddie for knocking the ball out because,
just catch the ball. It's that simple.
Yeah, he's sliding into the bag.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to avoid the tag. As he'll actually end up getting a stolen base, and a big stolen base at that, as base hit makes it 5-0. Amato with the 2-1 pitch here. Fastball by Jackson. Jax has swung through a lot of fastballs today. It's kind of odd for him.
Yeah, it is. I think Jackson's becoming very self-conscious about trying to take the ball to the right field instead of just reading and reacting to baseballs right now and trying to hit the ball hard.
So if you're Amato, you probably just keep throwing fastball because he really hasn't hit it today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Jax
today. He's got 2 strikeout swings. As he throws a fastball high to make it 3-2. And Amato, like I've touched on earlier, has got to be laboring now at 91 pitches, and that pitch count's starting to get up there. I've seen guys stretching in the St. Mary's bullpen, but certainly not throwing.
Yeah, don't have a whole lot of action down there yet, but guys are starting to move around a little bit. As Jackson has a lazy fly ball to right center field. Center fielder is camped under it. For out number 2, Freddy Walker's fake tagging up. Freddy, what are you doing? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, not quite sure what's going through Freddy's head there. It looked like he wanted to deke the center fielder into throwing towards third base, but that doesn't really gain you anything.
I think he tried to deke him, but he just got too far down second base, and I don't know what he's trying to do there.
Yeah, even deking right there doesn't really...
There's no point.
Doesn't really offer you a whole lot of benefit, as Tabor actually ends up getting doubled off there to end the inning. So the score stays the same at 4-0, heading into the top of the 6th inning here. And we're back here, folks, for the top of the 6th inning. Bryson Cashmere coming back out on the mound.
Yeah, so far today, Bryson he had one little hiccup. He had that 2-out triple and the little mini jam he got into I believe it was the 4th inning where he got into that little mini jam. But other than that, Bryson's just been cruising along so far, doing really well getting ahead of batters.
And keeping that pitch count low. And he's only at 65 pitches in the 6th inning here, which is pretty dang good.
Yeah, he's been very economical so far, which has been nice to see. Knowing that today might be a little bit of a bullpen day, but Bryson's doing his best job to keep it at his game, which is very nice.
Yep, and Freeman, very early on that fastball there, it literally hit it off the very end of his bat towards the Tabor dugout.
Yeah, one thing I noticed yesterday from throwing against him that he loves to jump out on first pitch fastballs and just try to get the barrel out in front. So if I see him, as he hits it.
Seemed like a changeup maybe there?
Yeah, that's what it appeared to be. But
one hopper to yo-yo at short and makes the easy play for out number 1.
About to say, I bet the house that he will not hit a ball to the right side of the field today.
Yeah, I certainly would agree with you on that analysis. As the 3-hole Dylan Carrender, the second baseman, comes up to the plate here. And Carrender, like I touched on earlier, loves to stand really far up in the box, which is strange.
Yeah, and like what you said earlier, your best guess was because he tried to get that curveball out before it even start to break, which doesn't make much sense to me, but that's why we are no longer hitters, Mitch.
You're not wrong there. I've seen you hit BP. You've seen me hit, and
it's not pretty. I can hit a golf ball, but I cannot hit a baseball. As Bryson, where'd that pitch miss? Good pitch by Bryson right there on that fastball outside.
Yeah, it seems like the umpire's been giving that the whole day, but
starting to get a little tight later in the game here.
Yeah, didn't seem to give it there to push it to 2-0. Swings through that pitch. It seemed like a fastball to me, but
yeah, I think Bryson's starting to hit a little bit of a wall here, and he's going to have to try to battle through and just live low at the knees right now. I would not be shocked to see if we had anyone turned down the Tabor bullpen right now.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from our vantage point, see if anybody is in the pen, as Carrender foul tips that curveball, it looked like to me.
Hanging. That felt high. I bet Canner wish he had that pitch back right there.
Yep, but it pushes the count to 2-2 and puts Bryson back in the driver's seat from being from 2-0 to 2-2.
Yeah. It was nice to see him flip over a 2-1 curveball there. We haven't seen that a whole lot this year out of him, that was a pleasant surprise right there.
Yeah, good to see, especially out of a freshman. You know, he is a freshman, but he doesn't necessarily pitch like one.
No, he doesn't. Not at all. I mean, he has struggled a little bit this year, but that's just because he's been falling behind in accounts, and he doesn't quite have the stuff to where you can pitch 2-1, 3-1 to every batter and still miss barrels. You have to get ahead of the count, and that's what he's been doing today. And as you can tell by the scoreboard, he hasn't given up a run yet.
Agreed. And he's got Carrender 3-2 right now. Throws a fastball high. Carrender will roll over to shortstop. Yo-Yo will throw the ball to first for out number 2. And from my vantage point at least, I thought that ball was probably high. And if Carrender lays off it, it's probably ball 4.
It's probably ball 4. That pitch looked to be right out about his letters, but hey, right now you can't really complain. Take the out.
Yep. And as a hitter, you probably still got to swing at that because who knows with this umpire.
Yeah, this umpiring
it's got bigger
crew,
zone.
Yeah, this umpiring crew has been very eventful this series.
Bryson taking a moment on the mound as it looks like his necklace may have broken. Probably just going to have to put it in your pocket, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
Dom's going to end up putting it in his pocket.
That's adorable. That is what best friends are for. That's when people say catchers and pitchers aren't best friends.
It's like being friends with a good old doggo.
Oh, 100%. Except dogs don't take your necklaces for them.
And Gallardo will stand in here with 2 outs in the 6th inning. The first pitch from Cashmere, fastball up and away, got called for a strike, but man,
that was hey, as fellow pitchers up here, we'll take that strike, but as a hitter, I would not be real pleased with that called strike right there.
Yeah, that is a gift for sure. As a good curveball that Gallardo swings through for strike 2, and Bryson staying ahead on guys and.
He's attacking the zone. He has gotten help from the umpires here and there, but he takes advantage of the help he gets, and that right there is just nice to see.
And he's got him 0-2. Let's see if he can put him away. Fastball up, cannot get him to chase.
That is all right. Bryson has done that several times there, where he'll be down 0-2. Instead of throwing a competitive pitch around their letters, if he goes fastball up, he's throwing it eye level and then
it's just too high.
Yeah, it's just too high. That's a waste of a pitch right there.
as he throws.
I believe that was a changeup right there that is laced on the right field line as Graham Wiebe runs over to the corner of the field.
He's going to keep it as single. Cause
keep it in a single. Good throw by Graham out of the outfield right there.
yeah, the Tabor has a short portion right field. For any of you fans listening that may not know, and Gallardo certainly isn't necessarily the fastest guy, and had to stay at first as Graham was able to collect the ball by the time he touched first base.
Yeah, I believe that was a hanging changeup right there that, I mean, anyone can hit. Mitch, I'm pretty sure you could even hit that.
You might be giving me a little bit too much credit, but as long as it's not curving, I might be all right. Curveballs were my worst enemy.
Just like Pedro Serrano.
So Andrew Berry, swinging first pitch fastball, drives that to the cemetery. Pretty early there.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that yesterday. They like to get those barrels out in front of the fastballs early, so I would not be shocked here to see Bryson flip over a curveball.
Yeah, I'd probably bet a lot of money on a curveball here. As the 0-1 pitch is actually a fastball, but out of the zone for ball one to make it 1-1.
Yeah, Bryson is starting to lean back pretty hard, and he's just missing everything high and away. He needs to get out in front and get over his front leg. He's starting to cut himself off a little bit now.
As there's your curveball. As it hung a little bit, but certainly ended up for a strike, and definitely was not the pitch that Barry was looking for.
No, 1-1 though. You're not trying to throw a 2-strike curveball. You're trying to flip it over there and get a strike out of it. You don't want it belt high like it was right there, but all in all, I mean, for the count, it's not that bad of a pitch.
For sure. As he throws another curveball that will get driven to left, going to end up foul, but he hit that a mile, and it would have been gone.
Oh, yeah. I think this might be Bryson's last inning if I had to. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would say this would be Bryson's last inning right here. His pitches are starting to flatten out a little bit. His curveball is starting to just become a cement mix and just starting to spin up there. So it'd be nice to see Bryson get out of the inning without giving up any runs because it's been a darn good start so far for him.
Yeah, it is. He's got 8 strikeouts, and he's thrown 81 pitches, so it's getting about that point where you start to tire out. As a good changeup, it looked.
Oh, he fouled it off.
Oh, he did foul it off. It didn't look like he did from my vantage point.
No, I thought he completely whipped on it, but it must have just caught the cap of the bat. But a good pitch there, right there by Bryson.
Yeah, that's a tough break for the freshman right-hander, as he's still got the hitter Barry in a 1-2 hole. Would you see a fastball here, maybe?
Yeah, I'd see fastball. No, I'd go change up again. You don't want to speed up his bat.
He throws the fastball.
Fastball. Where is? My goodness, great pitch by Bryson right there. Appeared to be just off the plate right there. Maybe.
I actually don't think it was off the plate.
Neither do I. I'm just trying to make an excuse for the umpire.
Yeah, we kind of touched on earlier how we thought this umpire had a big zone, but honestly, that looked belt high down the middle.
That was right down Broadway, and must have been a little high, I guess.
Yeah, Bryson collecting himself on the mound.
I'd see that is just another non-competitive waste pitch by Bryson right there. He's trying to overthrow instead of just trying to pound the zone and stay at the knees like he has been doing all game.
Yep, probably a little bit frustrated with that last pitch call.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard not to get frustrated, and him being a freshman, he's only, maybe 18, 19 years old. He'll learn and mature as he gets older throughout his college baseball career.
3-2 pitch right here.
Good.
Swung through for
a foul ball straight back. Good pitch by Bryson right there, though.
Good pitch, yep. Blown away. Good fastball. Barry certainly coming off as a pull hitter as he's pulled every ball he's hit in this AB.
Has there been? I don't think I've seen a single ball hit into right field by St. Mary's today.
They certainly like to pull their fastballs. As we'll redo the 3-2 pitch as he fouls that one back.
I mean, if anything, the runner on first is getting his wind sprints in today, so his conditioning's done for the day after this inning.
Yeah, and he is a courtesy runner for Gallardo, and so he's getting his work in today. And once more on the 3-2 pitch here by Kashmir.
Runners off. Good change
Good
up there,
change up
Bryson.
for strike 3 as he swings over it. Barry does for out number 3. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors, as the score remains 4-0 in Tabor's favor heading into the bottom of the 6th. And we're back here, folks, for the bottom of the 6th inning as Cameron Pope will lead off the inning for Tabor and Amato remaining on the mound for St. Mary's despite being at 93 pitches. As Pope sees that first pitch strike in there on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Cam try to take the ball the other way here. His past few ABs, he's gone way too pull happy and just those hips are just flying open trying to get the barrel out in front.
As he watches a pitch up out of the zone for ball 1. Interesting to not see any action in the St. Mary's pen.
No, we were talking about this during the commercial break, Mitch. That we were looking at their stats and their bullpen is pretty non-existent. They throw maybe the same 4 or 5 guys, and that's about it.
As the next pitch looked like maybe could have been a changeup for ball 2, and I think he's pretty much been giving that pitch the whole game, so
Yeah,
surprising to see that called a ball.
I say even from up here it looked like a strike, but hey, according to the umpire, it was a ball.
As Cameron so early on that he hit it off the very end of his bat
And
it
went flying into the dugout. It was what we call an ugly finder.
Yeah, it probably ended up finding Josh Oakley. Shout out Josh.
Josh Oakley might be one of the ugliest guys on the team, but man, is he one good guy to hang out with. As Cam fouls off another tough pitch, keep the count at 2-2. If anything, Cam has seen some pitches this AB, which is a plus.
Yeah.
Driving that Amato's pitch count way up there.
Yeah, and Amato's certainly tired up there as he's nearing the 100 pitch mark.
Yeah, St. Mary's still does not have any action in the bullpen. They have a few guys kind of wandering around, catching some sun rays, but no one's throwing yet in the bullpen. That was a foul ball off Cam Pope's leg, and the count remains at 2-2.
Yeah, sun out, not a bad day to tan if you're a bullpen guy.
Oh, not at all. Sun's out, guns out. That's always the motto.
So Cam in a 2-2 count versus Amato after fouling that one off. And the pitch here, fastball up and away, ball 3. And Amato's early success, like I touched on at the start of this broadcast, seemed to be because he was getting ahead of guys, and now he's having long ABs, and it's really, really drawing out his pitch count, and he's starting to get tired.
Yeah.
As Cam fouls that one off.
Every batter seems like he's been facing ever since we had that 4-run inning in the 4th. Every batter has been 2-1, 1-1, 3-1. Like he's not been able to get ahead of this fastball at all. He's missing glove side up with everything.
And just a lot of pitches.
Yeah, and a lot of pitches, a lot of long ABs. Even if they result in outs, there are still 7-8 pitch ABs we're having against him.
As Cam swings through a fastball for strike 3. Probably looked like it was going to be ball 4 as well.
Yeah.
Amato gets the first out of the inning for St. Mary's.
Yeah, that was a few ticks outside. As Graham Wiebe steps up to the plate right now.
Graham Wiebe, a senior that has been to Tabor all 4 years and didn't necessarily see a whole lot of playing time until this year, but he's having a pretty good year.
Yeah, Graham's had a really solid year for us. He's come up big and with clutch at bats and with occasional bomb hit here and there. That's been really helpful for us this year.
Has a big swing there, fouled straight back for strike 1.
Yeah, one thing Graham does not do is get cheated at the plate. That man will go up there and he's going to take 3 hacks, and they're going to be very hard hacks.
Graham, although he does take big swings, only hit his first home run of the year yesterday in Game 2.
Really?
Surprising, yeah,
wow,
I know.
I did not know that. This man in BP puts on a pretty impressive display at times.
As Graham's found himself in a hole, actually, as he's down 0-2.
Strike 3. Good pitch.
Good fastball low and away that catches that corner, and like we said, he's been calling that the whole game.
Yeah, that was a good pitch by Amato right there. Fastball low and away. Can't do much about it. If anything, he's got to try to foul it off.
So Kyle James will be the third hitter to the plate for Tabor. And Kyle, like what Charles touched on earlier, has been injured throughout the year. How much do you think that's affected his performance at the plate?
I think that has affected his performance a little bit. I know he's having a bit of some knee issues earlier this year. I believe like his MCL was bothering him a little bit, and he's just trying to battle through it so far this year.
As Kyle is 1 for 2 on the day, he squeaked that grounder through on the left side for a big RBI.
Yeah, that's what started our whole rally in the 4th inning. And I believe that was the first run we scored in the 4th inning.
Yeah, it was a big AB. Good senior moment for Kyle. as he is ahead here 2-0.
Out of Bakersfield, California, Kern County. I actually believe I went to college in Taft for 3 years, which is just outside of Bakersfield.
As Amato falls behind 3-0. And funny thing about Kyle is, even though he's from Bakersfield, California, he's got about the most country song on the team for his walk-up.
Yeah, I would not expect that out of him, but the country singer for his walk-up as Kyle takes ball 4 way outside, he's actually from Bakersfield, as the song mentions Bakersfield in the song.
Wow. Did not know that.
Yep, fun facts for you here, Mitch.
The more you know. So Kyle finds himself on first base after that 4-pitch walk. Definitely not what Amato wanted with 2 outs.
No.
You hate 2-out walks.
2-out walks kill you, and they can always start a rally as Wyatt Nowak steps up to the plate here.
And I'm still flabbergasted how St. Mary doesn't even have a guy throwing in their bullpen.
No, they have a guy. It looks like they have a guy down there doing some plyos, but that is about it.
Yeah, I don't even know if he's doing I bet he's the starter from Game 1 yesterday that was doing recovery plyos, because he's kind of just chilling there on a knee.
Yeah, it is. St. Mary's is just riding this guy out. I mean, it's might as well. It's probably I don't know if this man's a senior, but it could be his last college start.
Could be indeed, as Wyatt flies one to right. Looks like it's going to end up foul. Fly is probably generous, as it's certainly blooped.
Yeah, that was a blooper as he hit it off the end of the bat. But one thing Wyatt, I mentioned on the start that Wyatt does do well is that he does work the other way very well and lets the ball get deep, as we can tell with this 3 catcher interference this year.
Yes, he does. And the thing about Wyatt that he's done well is he's found a way to get on base. His on-base percentage is at .451.
Yeah, whether it be walk, hit by pitch, single, it does not matter. Wyatt does get on base as he gets as a day late and a dollar short on that as the foul ball lands just in front of us.
Yeah, actually might have hit us without the
I think
roof.
that might have, because I did not have my glove and we would not have caught that.
Nope. Yeah, it's for how much Wyatt gets on base, it's only a shame that he's not just a little bit faster. That barrel can get in the way.
The barrel gets in the way. Oh my goodness, that pitch!
He gets rung up on a curveball that almost hit the dirt, folks.
The catcher picked that ball off the ground. That was atrocious. There's no other way to put it. But as that inning ends, the score remains 4-0 as Tabor heads into the top of the 7th inning.
And we're back here, folks, for the top of the 7th inning. Score remaining at 4-0 in Tabor's favor, with the DH Sam Miller for St. Mary's coming up to the plate, and Bryson Cashmere remaining on the mound.
I'm a little shocked to see Bryson being run out there for a 7th, but I mean he's got a shutout going as there is a late. You got to go get that ball in the big hop.
Yeah, Pope misjudged it and hit off his glove.
That ball ate him up.
Yeah, that'll be scored as an error for sure.
That is E3. Cam's got to come up instead of trying to play it back on the and try to get the secondary hop. You need to come up and get it on the big hop and flip it to Bryson.
As Miller finds himself on first base with that error, and Luke Knight, the third baseman, will come up now.
Yeah, I'm shocked they ran Bryson back out there, but I would not be surprised to see if someone was mulling in the Tabor College bullpen right now.
Yeah, as that fastball is low for ball 1, and it looks like his velocity is starting to dwindle a little bit. And
I mean,
But you can expect that after throwing 91 pitches in a game.
yeah, I mean, in my own opinion, pitch count is the most overrated thing. He hasn't had any stressful innings, but it's hard not to see your velocity dwindle. As he flips over a 1-0 curveball right there to even count up at 1-1. It's kind of hard not to see your velocity dip a little bit even after 90 pitches.
Certainly. That's a pretty good pitch right there.
Yeah, it's always nice to get back in the head when you can flip over a curveball 1-0.
As a line drive caught by Will Clark, and he will double up the runner at first base. And, you know, after that error, that's exactly what Bryson needed on the mound.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, next dogs being a man's best friend, I think a double play might be a pitcher's best friend.
Yeah, as Dom's going to come out and talk to Bryson. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe to buy the bullpen some time to warm up. But
Yeah, from
it
our
doesn't
vantage
seem like Skip's going to go out there.
Yeah, from our vantage point, we can't see the bullpen, but we can only speculate that we probably have someone warming up in the bullpen right now.
Yeah, I would imagine that is one of the seniors, maybe Alex Cristobal, warming up in the pen. As I'm getting a thumbs up from Carol
Hunt. Shout out to Carol. Can't wait to present in your class on Monday at 8 a.m.
Gotta love those 8 a.m. classes, Brett.
Nothing fires me up more than getting up at 7:40 on a Monday.
As the left fielder, Jared Goss,
Oh,
pops
hey-o.
that ball up, and that wind, I thought it was foul
So
the whole
did I.
way, but the wind brought it back into the field of play, and a great job by Dom staying on that ball and catching it.
Yeah, and another quick inning by Bryson Cashmere. I wonder if they're going to bring him out for the 8th inning or if they're going to bring in some of the seniors to come into pitch.
But that's a 1-2-3 inning, despite the leadoff error, and the score will remain at 4-0 in Taper's favor, heading toward the bottom of the 7th inning. And we're back here, folks, for the bottom of the 7th inning. Your Tabor Blue Jays still ahead, 4-0, and Will Clark, the third baseman, leading us off. And it's impossible not to focus on how well Bryson Cashmere's pitched today, as he's thrown 7 strong innings, only giving up 5 hits, 2 walks, and 9 strikeouts.
Yeah, it's always nice to get have a good start in going into conference tournament, as Will hits a lazy fly ball at the end of the bat into center field. Center field was camped under and catches for out number 1. Yeah, as we were speaking earlier, it now appears that St. Mary's finally has some action in the bullpen. It is number
8, the right-hander. Sorry, we don't have their roster in front of us. But if he's called in the game, we'll rely on Louie to help us out with the name. As Amato ends up getting the first out of the inning for St. Mary's, and that'll bring up the catcher, Dom Vincent. As strike 1 on a fastball high in the zone, but probably is still a strike.
That's still a strike. I mean, the way the strike zones are nowadays in the big leagues, it's basically knees to bell. So it's nice to see that high strike called now.
Yep. As the 0-1 fired in there, ball 1, just off the ground, but if that was a curveball to Wyatt Nowak, that was strike 3.
That's called a strike, yeah. As the count, it's even up at 1-1.
Another fastball blown away, but just off the plate to make it 2-1. And just like what we were talking about earlier, Amato finds himself more and more in those longer ABs.
Yeah, he continues to fall behind batters and counts.
That is driven to left field and easily going to be gone.
Back, and that ball is gone.
And Dom Vincent hitting another home run, his 6th on the year. And Yeah, off the bat, you could tell that was gone.
Oh yeah, as the late great Ernie Harwell would say, a lucky fan from Kalamazoo, Michigan is going home with a baseball today.
And exactly what Dom is wanting to do at the plate. Carroll loving that one-liner from Brett. As that'll bring up the top of the lineup for the Blue Jays and Yo-Yo Alicea. And Amato's going to fire the Yo-Yo pitch. Looked like an off-speed pitch of some sorts just off the plate for 1-0.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to get around his changeup a little bit, and it's just starting to spin up there, almost acting like a cutter now.
Yeah, it does look like he's getting around it. As that fastball is a little bit high. 2-0 to Yo-Yo. And if I'm St. Mary's, this has got to be one of the last batters Amato faces on the day.
Yeah, I mean, he's fallen behind him 3-0 now. That's 4 straight batters in a row that he's fallen behind on.
Yeah, he just looks tired
yeah,
up there.
He's not even around strike zone. What's his pitch count at right now?
He is now at 121 pitches.
He's at 121 pitches. Holy cow.
Yeah, that's a lot of pitches.
Yeah.
As the 3-0 pitch, Yo-Yo will swing at it. 2-hopper to short, and Freeman comes up firing to first base.
Yeah, I don't understand why Yo-Yo's swinging 3-0 there. He threw 3 pitches that weren't even near the strike zone, and he just bailed the pitcher out right there by rolling over to shortstop as Freddy Walker steps up to the plate right now.
So we're going to pull up DAC stats, and number 8 in the bullpen for St. Mary's, as Amato fires the first pitch, fastball high, is going to show us that number 8 is Sergio Valenzuela. Sorry, the junior is warming up in the pen for St. Mary's. As Freddie fouls off the 1-0 pitch to even the count at 1-1. And the 1-1 pitch coming in here. Curveball just a little bit low. And Gallardo not too happy with this pitcher.
No, he wasn't. Amato, a lot of his pitches are literally just starting to look the same. His curveball's losing depth on it. His fastball's slowed down considerably. There's another lazy fly ball to left field. Left fielder gets under it and makes out for the inning. Tabor heading into the top of the 8th. Tabor is up 5-0 on.
And St. Mary's will come up to the plate.
Lead off top of the 8th.
And we're back here, folks, in the top of the 8th inning, as Alex Cristobal will come into pitch for the Tabor Blue Jays, and he will face the 9-hole, the right fielder Cameron Richardson.
Yeah.
And Good to see.
Yeah, it is. Alex Cristobal is a senior from San Juan, Puerto Rico, and he has his family in town. And I was talking to his dad yesterday, and this is the first time his dad has ever seen him pitch in college. So that's pretty neat to see as he gets ahead of the 1-0 fastball, or gets ahead of the 0-1 fastball right there.
Yeah, really nice for his family to get to see him pitch in college, and good to see them here for senior weekend.
Oh yeah, I know it couldn't have been easy for him, but it's always nice to see your family fly out for your senior weekend.
As that drops the curveball in to make it strike two, and he is ahead in the count 0-2. As there's been a lot of not good at things that have been happening lately in Puerto Rico, and I'm sure his family has struggled a little bit.
As there's a ground ball hit off the pitcher mound, Yo makes a play, and Cam can't come out to pick it first. Runner on first.
Yeah, Richardson actually lined that ball off of Cristobal's glove, and it almost looked like he caught it for a second, but just trickled away. Yo-Yo still tried to make the play, but just didn't. He didn't have enough time, even if Cameron would have been able to catch it.
I still think he would have been safe at first, even if Cam caught it.
Yep, and that'll bring the leadoff hitter, Tsunoda, who was pinch hit for last time by Jordan Jones, who ended up walking. So runner at first, nobody out. Pretty big lead by Richardson at first there, it seems like. As
Way to flip over a curveball right there, first pitch.
yeah, good first pitch curveball, and Tsunoda this whole series hasn't been really laying off curveballs. Even with 2 strikes, he hasn't really been swinging.
Nah, one thing that we have noticed from these guys that they literally sit just dead red, and they're hunting fastballs right now.
Yep. So if he sees that curveball out of the hand, he's just gonna spin on it, no matter if it's a strike or a ball.
Good
as
pitch.
he watches that fastball low and in for a strike. Good pitch, good location.
Yeah. One thing with Alex though is that he is a strike thrower. He goes up there and he pounds the strike zone constantly.
As Tsunoda has struggled today, he's got 2 Ks, both swinging, and may end up getting a third here. And he does.
Get your hats out, folks. That is what we call the hat trick.
Yeah, it is.
3-pitch strikeout by Alex Cristobal right there.
It has been a rough day for the leadoff hitter for St. Mary's, but a great pitch there by Alex Cristobal. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Dante Freeman, who is 2 for 3 on the day with 2 hits.
With 2 hard hit balls. His first AB hit a hard single to left center, and then his second AB hit a scorcher straight into center field. The runner goes from first, runner still second. Throw down to second is not in time as he slides in head first. Runner on second base now.
And I mentioned earlier how it seemed like he had a pretty big lead at first. I was surprised he didn't steal on the first batter there. He actually ends up taking out second base. Looks like they're going to have to fix the hole that second base has.
Scooper.
Yep.
As Derek Watts, shout out to Derek, comes out and tries to dig out all the dirt out of the second base hole to put the base back in.
Yeah, big shout out to Derek, as him and me are both Rockies fans, and he hooked me up with some Rockies gear.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I actually went to Coors Field. Very nice ballpark there. Great food, too, at the Sandlot.
Definitely. So we'll have a small break in the action here. So, Brett, you got Cristobal pitching here in front of his family. What do you think's going on in his head?
Going on in his head, he's probably not thinking about a hole. He's just trying to get outs right now. Then, after all this is done, he'll probably be very excited to see his parents. And it's always nice just to pitch in front of your parents, even especially when your dad's never seen you pitch in college. So this probably has to be a pretty special moment for him.
Certainly. As we will now resume play.
Great job by Derek there.
On a 0-1 count, I believe. I believe he swung through that.
Yes, I believe he did. We're waiting on the scoreboard to update.
As Cristobal comes set, and the pitch is a curveball that Freeman is a mile early on.
Yeah.
I think he was looking fastball there.
You don't say. He's a day late and $1 short on that. If I'm Alex, I'm coming right back with another curveball right there.
Umpire has it at a 1-1 count, though, however, so first pitch
must have been a ball.
Must have been a ball.
Yeah, if I'm Alex here, I'm coming either right back in with the curveball or a changeup. I am not throwing this man a fastball whatsoever.
as Freeman calls time, and you know he did that a lot yesterday, calling time after play was already set.
Yeah,
Probably trying to get under the pitcher's skin.
Yeah, I think that's part of his game. I think he's just trying to get into Alex's head right now.
As we'll reset things on this 1-1 pitch. And we touched earlier how Freeman seems to be a very dead pull hitter.
Yeah, he's a free swinger.
As he pulls that curveball.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And luckily,
just hit the net and didn't hit anyone.
Yeah,
so that ball was
that net
scorched.
in the dugout. If that net's not there, that is drilling one of their players.
Yeah, someone's wearing one right off the thigh.
So that'll make it 1-2, and I cannot imagine Alex throwing a fastball here.
No, I'm going curveball lone away, and I'm just going to try to bury it.
As he comes sets and pitches.
Ooh, goes fastball
lone away. Umpire's been calling that all day, but maybe Dom didn't receive. Maybe Dom received it a little bit too deep into his body.
Yeah, like what we were talking about earlier, like with Bryson, like that was a competitive 1-2 pitch. It could have been called strike, could have gone either way, but at least gave the batter something to look at.
And the umpire something to think about.
Yeah.
Curveball right there as he stays on it, but grounds it to Yo-Yo at short, and he'll throw it to first, and the runner will stay at second for out number 2.
Yeah, another good pitch right there by Yo-Yo. Threw a curveball lone away, got him out onto his front foot, and got him to roll over to shortstop to make the play.
Yeah, good pitch, and very easily could have had a strikeout on the pitch before.
Yeah, he could have.
But that'll bring up the 3-hole, the second baseman, Dylan Carrender.
Yeah, yesterday this guy was very early, just like everyone else, on the changeup. So if I'm Alex, I'm probably throwing him, flipping up there something off speed to try to get ahead in the count.
And Dylan Carrender is 0 for 3 on the day as he watches that fastball in the zone. In his first AB, he struck out looking, followed by a fly out to center and a ground out to short in his next 2 at-bats. And he finds himself in a hole here, 0-1.
Good first pitch by Alex right there, fastball lone away.
Alex checking the runner at second. And checks once more. And
another late time call. You've been seeing that a lot happen throughout this game today, where Alex is coming set, or any of our pitchers are coming set, and they're stepping out of the plate as he's lifting up his leg.
Yeah, it can be frustrating, but it's more just annoying than anything.
And you just have to reset, and you gotta go through the whole thing all over again.
Yeah. He throws
Good
another
pitch.
curveball up there that will 2-hop Will at third base. He makes the throw a little bit high to third, but Cam ends up coming back down on the base for out number 3. And we will head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Tabor Blue Jays still up 5-0. Back here, folks, for the bottom of the 8th inning, and St. Mary's will bring on the relief pitcher that they had warming up in the bullpen, Sergio Valenzuela, who comes in and has thrown 7 games in the year. He has a 6.55 ERA, and has thrown 11 innings in that time span. As the first pitch fastball is up out of zone for ball 1.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Jackson try to go the other way here. The past few ABs, he's gone down looking and swinging, and I think he's just getting too pole happy. Just try to stay on the baseball and try to drive something to the right side of the field.
And the next pitch, also a ball. Valenzuela kind of has an unorthodox pitching motion where he really holds his front leg in the air for a long time. And he also throws from the stretch without anybody on base, which isn't too strange out of a reliever.
So you see that a lot out of relievers. They just go strictly from the stretch. Or even like starters now, you see them just going with the abbreviated wind-ups.
As that fastball finds a zone for strike 1.
Hey, he kind of has like this weird rocking motion coming set, and as soon as he hits like that second rock, he just rocks and fires, delivers the ball home.
Yeah, but it's strange to me how long his front leg stays in the
Just
air.
kind of sits there.
Yeah, while his body's moving forward.
Yeah, he just flies open with that front leg and just throws far across his body and just kind of slings it up there. As the count is now 3-1 in favor of Jackson Hoagy.
Jackson trying to keep that batting average above 400 as it's sitting exactly at 400 right now.
Kind of reminds me of Ted Williams back in the day. Played the last game of a doubleheader and hit 408.
As that fastball will be driven to the middle of the outfield, and the center fielder will collect it for out number 1. So kind of sucks for Jax right there, letting that batting average drop under 400.
Yeah,
but I talked to Jax, and he really does not stat watch.
No, he doesn't. Jackson is probably one of the biggest team guys I've ever met. Great kid. Out
Yep.
of Calgary, Alberta. So big old Canucks fan.
And Cameron Pope will step up to the plate now. He is 1 for 3 with 2 Ks and a single to right field. As the first pitch slider.
I don't know what it was, but it was a few inches outside, we'll say.
Yeah, it is just outside.
Good old Bob Euchre. But yeah, Cam Pope is kind of being your prototypical just hot and cold guy. When he's hot, and when he's cold.
As he
Cam
drives that fastball
rips
down the line, it's going to end up as a double, and that thing will go all the way to the fence. The left fielder collects it and throws it to Freeman. Here's the cutoff.
Yeah, good piece by Cam right there as he stays back on a hanging slider and rips down the left field line for his double.
And a good way to start the inning, as we'll see Jaden actually pinch hitting for Jaden Alsop, that is, pinch hitting for Graham Wiebe in the 5-hole.
Yeah, so far his stat line hasn't showed it yet, but Jaden hits the ball very well to the opposite field. Keeps his barrel in the strike zone for a very long time, which is kind of strange. And knowing like what's he hitting right now?
It's not the best. I know
No.
that he's batting 237, but his on base percentage is 348. So
Yeah.
he's helped himself out a little bit by getting on base.
Yeah, he's only hitting 230, but he does keep the barrel in the strike zone for an exceptionally long period of time.
As that first pitch fastball just catches the corner for strike 1. Jaden really would like to get himself going, as like we said, he hasn't necessarily hit the ball that well this year, but you know, if you can find a way to jump to start yourself heading into postseason, that can help out your confidence big time.
Oh yeah.
As the next pitch is going to be popped to the infield, and the shortstop Freeman will collect it for out number 2. Not the AB that Jaden was looking for.
No, not at all right there as Kyle James steps up to the plate.
And it looks like Jaden was really early there to me, as he's kind of out on his front foot, it seems like.
Yeah, and it's like with this guy, this pitcher does not have overpowering stuff whatsoever. So you got to probably think he's going to be sitting middle away. He's got to stay back and just try to drive something that way. And if he makes a mistake, like what he did to Cam turned and burned on one for a double down the left field line.
And Kyle watches the first pitch below his knees for ball 1. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a single and a walk. As Valenzuela delivers to the plate. Fastball a little bit high there. Ball 2. And Kyle definitely got to be sitting on a 2-0 fastball here. He got one yesterday in game 2 in that 7th inning, but unfortunately flew out to left, and I bet he wishes he could have that pitch back.
Yeah, I think we all do, because knowing that, because the next batter that came up hit a slow shot to make the game 3-2, and if he just somehow would have worked the count and got on base as he steps off, the mound and picks off to second base. Cam gets in there standing up, saves the second. Yeah, if all Kyle had to do is, you could say if, ands, or buts, but all Kyle had to do is just work the count, try to get on base, and Grant came up that next AB and hit a bomb to right field, and the game would have been tied 3-3, and it would have been a completely different ball game.
Yep, hindsight is 20/20 though. So the 2-0 fastball just catches the corner, and folks, that really looks like it's off the plate, but
that pitch was low and outside at Kyle Shins, but right now can't really do much about it. He's got to keep battling throughout the at bat.
no, like what we said, he's been calling that the whole game, and as long as the umpire's consistent, that's kind of all you can ask for.
Yeah, I mean, he's been giving you the pitch that all day. I mean, every now and then you'll see him call one at your ankles, but that's can't do much about that. But Kyle's got to be mentally strong here and try to battle through the adversity of this at bat.
And 2-1, he's still ahead here, so he's still likely to get the fastball he's
Yeah.
looking for, as he does, but it's ball high 3. Kyle, you can tell, is anxious at the plate, because after that ball, kind of looked a little bit angry that he wasn't given something to hit right there.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle is just sitting dead red. He wants to get the barrel out in front and just try to do some damage right now.
And he's certainly going to be ready to jump on a fastball, probably anywhere close to the zone.
Yeah,
you can tell
he's
he wants
taking
to
a
hit.
hack right now, as you just did right there. Fouls it off straight back. Count is now 3-2.
So the count even back up at 3-2. As Valenzuela takes his time to get back up there on the mound. Takes a deep breath and fires home.
Ball just
Fastball.
outside for ball 4 as Kyle walks
Yep.
down to first base.
Ball forward. Looked like a little bit up to me.
Yeah, it looked to be a little up and away from up here, but from down there it could have been a lot farther outside.
As that'll bring up the DH, Wyatt Nowak, but it looks like they might be pinch hitting for Wyatt.
If I had to take any sort of a guess right here, my best guess would be Cody Steinman stepping up to the plate right now for the Blue Jays.
My guess is Blake Stanford, the senior.
It could be, but now I see a lefty swinging on deck.
It
and
looks like
who
it's
is-
Sammy Silva.
Sammy Silva.
So we're both wrong.
We are way off today, but that's okay. Sammy Silva is out of Oregon, I believe, and played his
Yep.
junior college baseball at Modesto College in Northern California.
First pitch is driven, and that is easily going to be gone, folks, over the right field fence. And that is what Sammy has been waiting for, folks. He's struggled a lot this year, but he took that first pitch fastball and just drilled it.
Yeah, Sammy dropped the barrel on that fastball and easily hit a 330-foot shot over the right field wall as he has 3 buttons on down, looking like Mike Napoli running at home.
And that is his second home run of the year, and much needed for him.
Yeah, that's a good confidence booster. We've been saying that all year, but it's nice to get a little bit of confidence rolling into our conference tournament starting on Wednesday.
And he absolutely drove that ball.
Yeah, that ball
That was a no-doubter
that
off the bat.
ball was crushed.
Especially at our field, where right field's already as short as it is.
Yeah, right field might be 280 on a good day, and Sammy absolutely crushed it as Will Clark steps up to the plate.
And Will is 0 for 2 with the walk as he watches the first pitch curveball for a strike. Good pitch by Valenzuela. Good job for him to bounce back in there. As
Yeah,
it's always tough after giving up a
Yeah,
ding-dong like
yeah.
that.
As a pitching coach, first thing I would always want to see after one of my pitchers is he throws a fastball inside that misses. Count is now 1-1. Yeah, the one thing I would always want to see as a pitching coach after one of my pitchers gives up a bomb is see if he comes back and attacks the strike zone and isn't scared. And that is what he just did there by flipping over an 0-0 curveball.
St. Mary's actually needs to avoid the Will is hit by that curveball there. They need to avoid the run rule here as Tabor's up 8-0.
That they do. So we are a one swing away from quote-unquote walking it off right now on our last home game here at Tabor for us seniors.
And Freeman, the shortstop's going to come out and talk to Valenzuela on the mound Looks like he got him to chuckle a little bit, trying to calm him down.
Yeah, that is one thing our shortstop Yo-Yo is very good at. He is, man, doesn't talk a whole lot, but has some good jokes for you when you come out there out of the bullpen.
Good jokes with that heavy accent.
Oh, yeah. As Dominic steps up to the plate, Dom early in the game hit a absolute moonshot to left field that landed in the tennis courts. Nice to see Dom do that again right here to end this game.
It's also good to see nobody was in the tennis courts because they might have been hit by the ball.
Yeah, that would never be good right there.
As that fastball is low and away. Looked like a strike from his zone, but called ball.
Yeah, so far this catcher, I think he's kind of had a few strikes taken away from his pitcher because he is moving a lot behind the plate when he's receiving the ball.
As that fastball is driven in the 5.5 hole for a base hit. And that makes Dom 2 for 4 on the day as the ball is thrown away. And the runners will both advance. Yeah, that's just more defensive miscues, and I'm not sure why the left fielder threw to second base instead of just a cutoff man.
Yeah, me either there, but, I mean, can't do much about it. As Yo-Yo steps up to the plate right now with the quote-unquote winning run on second base now. As Blake Standiford goes out and runs for Dominic Vincent at second base as the courtesy runner.
And you almost, as much as you hate to say it, you almost hope that Yo-Yo doesn't bring these runs in home because it's likely that either Cristobal's going out for a second inning or Kellen Reed, I believe is in the bullpen, would get
the ninth inning. Yeah. Especially with it being our last home game as seniors, if the pitch is lower, the curveball and the dirt ball 1-0. Yeah, especially it being our last home game as seniors, you'd like to see some of the seniors get in just so they can say they pitched in the last home game.
Yep, it's a little bit of a catch-22.
Yeah, like honestly you want to win the game right now, but it also would be nice to see some of your buddies get out there and get the pitch a little bit.
Come as Valenzuela throws the 1-0 pitch just outside to make it 2-0. And he's kind of been struggling with his command a little bit, falling behind in hitters, and guys have just been able to gear up on that fastball.
Yeah, like it's tough to pitch when the batter knows exactly what's coming, because when you're down 2-1, 3-1, 3-0, I mean, you know a fastball's coming. So you can just sit there and sit dead red for the fastball as the curveball's delivered low and in for ball 3. Interesting pitch selection there, knowing that he doesn't have much of a feel for his curveball, and he's throwing his curveball 2-0 there. Now he's behind 3-0, and you have to only assume that you're probably going to get a fastball here for your Yo-Yo.
And it looks like we're going to get a little bit of action from the St. Mary's bullpen as number 31, as that fastball is taken for strike 1. As number 31, Easton Barnes will be warming up in the pen, the junior. Easton Barnes hasn't thrown a whole lot this year either, as he only has 12 2/3. As Yo-Yo swings through.
Was that a 3-1 curveball?
It looks like a changeup from my perspective.
3-1 changeup.
So good pitch there as that draws the count to full. Full count, 2 outs. And the pitch, Yo-Yo fouls it off. Looked to be a little bit early there.
Yeah, it looked like he's a little bit out front of the fastball. There was a good pitch, though, by the guy. Fastball low and away, and Yo-Yo just did his best to foul it off.
So not likely we end up actually seeing Easton Barnes come out of the bullpen here. Unless Valenzuela maybe walks Yo-Yo here. That's the only
I could see that,
scenario I
but
could think of.
yeah, looking down right there, he's just kind of taking his time. He's just playing light catch right now. He ain't really getting hot.
Yep. As Yo-Yo bloops it into center field, and that might end the game.
That might end the game.
They're going to send Blake home. The center fielder throws home, but
Blake is out by
a mile.
4 steps as we head to the 9th inning. Tabor College is up 9-0 on 4 runs on 4 hits, no errors. As we head to the top of the 9th inning, Tabor College leads 9-0.
So Kellen Reed will be coming out of the pen for the top of the ninth here to close this game out for the Tabor Blue Jays.
Yeah. Little fun fact about Kellen, he's from Minnesota and my roommate. So shout out to Kellen.
Good to see him getting some innings here as he's only had 3 on the year so far.
Yeah, it's always nice to get some work in for a conference tournament rolls around, 'cause you never know when you're going to be called on or when you're going to be needed.
Yep. As the 4-hole and the catcher Juan Gallardo will step into the plate. I'm not quite sure if you pronounce his name Gallardo or
Gallardo.
Gallardo.
Let's
I
go.
feel like it probably would be Gallardo.
Yeah, since I only know one Gallardo and he used to pitch for the Mariners named Giovanni, as Kellen Reed comes set. The windup in the pitch home is a
Fastball will be taken out to center field, short center field, and Freddy makes a catch.
nice to see Kellen get ahead with that first pitch strike. So sometimes this year he does struggle with getting ahead of batters, so it's always nice to see him get a quick one pitch out right there to start off the 9th inning.
And Kellen easily the biggest guy on the team.
Oh yeah, if we were to play basketball, he would be our center. Kellen Reed stands at a whopping 6'6".
And a little bit of a barrel too.
A little bit of a barrel, yeah.
And we'll see if he can feed the barrel.
As he comes set, the windup in the pitch home is a check
check
swing
swung
foul
foul.
ball.
By Keyshawn Brown, who is pinch hitting for Andrew Berry.
Kellen again getting ahead with that first pitch
Sorry,
fastball, which is always nice to see right there.
Sorry, this is Andrew Berry at the plate. I apologize, folks. That's a good curveball right there. Drops it in. That might be one of the best curveballs I've seen Kellen throw.
Yeah, that was very good. Got his fingers on top of the ball and got a good 12-6 drop on there as the count is now 0-2. I would not be shocked to see him go to that pitch again right now.
Yeah, Berry is definitely struggling today as he's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. He might end up getting a third one here, too.
You never want to get the hat trick. As I believe that was a splitter by Kellen right there. And once again, we're back to talking about waste pitches and non-competitive pitches right there. And that right there just was not a competitive pitch by Kellen.
No, just nothing that the batter even has to think about offering at.
That was literally just a waste pitch. As Kellen comes set, see if he can come back and strike this guy out.
And he fires in there. Good curveball, but it's going to bounce away. And the runner, Berry, will actually end up getting to first base.
Yeah. See, that was a good 1-2 pitch by Kellen right there. It's a good curveball in the dirt. Dom just couldn't get down fast enough. I believe it probably hit his arm and rolled up and got away from him.
Yep, and Dom's probably mad at himself because that's a pitch he should.
That's a pitch he should block. Can't really do much about that right there.
Nope. So Berry does end up with the hat trick, but also ends up at first base as that brings up the DH Sam Miller.
Hey, good job there by Kellen though by finishing off the batter in only 4 pitches. That's always nice to see.
And he gets a first pitch fastball that jams the guy, looks like. Yo-Yo will only be able to get this out at second base.
Good turn by Yo-Yo and Kyle there, though. I thought they had no chance with the runner at first, and they made it a lot closer than what it should have been.
Yeah, that ball was hit just a little bit too slow to be able to turn to a play there, as that will record the second out on the fielder's choice and bring up the third baseman, Luke Knight.
Once again, Kellen getting ahead of the first pitch strike, that is the key to pitching success and at all levels of baseball. It's just getting ahead with strike 1.
As Kellen throws the first pitch fastball by him, not too high of a leg kick either.
No, with the runner on first, try to want to keep the guy close. So he's kind of rolling. It's not quite a slide step, but it's not quite a full leg kick. It's kind of like right in the middle.
You doubt the guy's even trying to steal, though, down by 9.
Down 9-0, no. I mean, if he steals, there would be bigger issues in life.
That curveball will end up in the dirt, hitting just in front of the plate to even the count at 1-1.
Yeah, Kellen talks about the splitter he throws all the time. It'd be nice to see him throw it right now.
Seen a lot of breakers out of him.
Yeah, seen a lot of curveballs. Nice to see him mixing that splitter every now and then. I think that was the splitter
I think
right
that
there.
was it, too.
Yeah. I don't think that got to the dirt.
It barely did. It probably only traveled about 55 feet, folks.
Yeah. Dom had no chance of blocking that. He can't do much about that right there.
No.
Now you just got to try to limit the damage right now. Leave that runner on second base.
Honestly, that's probably going to leave a nice little bruise for Dom tomorrow.
Yeah, he's going to have a nice little bruise on his bicep.
So the count at 2-1. Kellen looking to finish this game for the Tabor Blue Jays. He
Big leg
fires
kick,
in a
rocks him.
fastball, just missing outside.
Count is now 3-1 on the batter after starting this batter off 0-1. See if Kellen can battle back and get the count back to 3-2.
And what you don't want to do right now is walk this guy.
No.
You don't want to walk anybody.
But 2 out walks in the 9th inning. No one wants to see that. Good pitch right there by Kellens. He got the count back to 3-2 on a fastball blown away.
And Luke Knight, another guy that really hasn't hit the ball today at all, and he's 0 for 3 with a ground out, strikeout, and a line out to third. That a well hit ball to third that ended up doubling their runner.
Yeah,
last time.
it was a hard hit line drive back to the third baseman Will Clark as Kellen comes up for the 3-2 pitch. Rocks and fires for ball 4 high and outside. Runners on first and second now.
So that'll make the left fielder, Jarrett Goss. Sorry, pinch hitter Mel Robles come up to the plate here. With runners at first and second. And Kellen fires that fastball just off the dirt. I find it a little bit humorous that in the St. Mary's bullpen, Easton Barnes is still...
He's still stretching down 9-0.
Yeah, he's keeping himself hot.
Just in case, because you never know what can happen.
It's kind of funny. As Kellen misses on that fastball to make it 2-0. And Kellen, kind of throughout this year, honestly, has struggled with his control.
Yeah, he has. He at times he can look really good because he's getting ahead of batters and finishing them off, and other times he will struggle because he's just falling behind batters 2-0, 3-1 all the time.
And he doesn't get hit hard, as his opponent's batting average is only 154.
Yeah.
But his numbers are lacking just simply due to
walks.
The sheer number of walks he's given up.
As he's rocks and fires a fastball in there, it counts now 2-1.
So we'll see if Kellen can hopefully end the game right here. As he misses low on a fastball.
It is now, yeah.
To make it 3-1.
I mean, if you're Kellen right here, you can't get too nitpicky. You just got to make him hit it. I mean, if he hits it 400 feet, fine. If not, it's an out. You just don't want to walk batters right now.
Yep.
In this type of game.
Honestly, I'm surprised Dom's even putting down a sign.
Yeah, just literally fastballs, groove him, make him hit it.
As he
Just
does
like
throw the
that.
fastball for a strike, catches the outside corner,
Good pitch right there. Fastball low and outside.
and these runners will be moving here. The 3-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
And that'll end the ball game, folks. And it will end the regular season for the Tabor Blue Jays, with the ending of this game being a 9-0 victory over St. Mary's. And that puts Tabor firmly, without any ties, in second place in the second seed going into the KCAC tournament.
Great job today by Bryson Casimir. Came out, threw up all zeros. Bullpen did a great job. Alex Christwell did well. And Kellen Reed coming in and finished off the game.
Yep, good team combined shutout, and great job by a lot of hitters. 3 bombs, I believe, on the day.
Great job hitting, great job pitching all around. Very well played ball game.
Yep, so a great way to end the season, and the next Tabor game will be Wednesday at 3 o'clock against York College in Great Bend, Kansas.